Hello and welcome to the conclusive, the undebatable top 25 players revealed. Of course, I'm talking about my list, but we've got four other lists, or four other list makers, I should say, with us today, who are going to be most likely completely wrong, but I'd like to welcome them to the stream anyway. TBates, CJCJ, Roldays, and Yumi. What have you guys got to say for yourselves? Any pre-list copium going around?
I just wanted to set. Let me go first. I just want to set the tone. Today, Tyler Bates is going to win. Tyler Bates is going to win today, guys. I just want to let all y'all know. I got a lot of respect last time. Sat down, really thought about this list properly, and by the time this concludes, you will know that I know what I'm talking about, and I am certified.
T-Base is going to have the best top 25 NA players list. Johnny, I'm assuming, is going to have the best Middle East pit list, and I don't even know what CJ is going to have because he apparently didn't prep his list. He thought this was Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that is on me. That is on me. I have to admit. I have another stream on Sunday, and I got mixed up. I told CJ, "Hey, are you good to do a stream 8 a.m. Sunday?" He's like, "Sure." How did you figure out that it was in fact today? Because I didn't know that I'd done that.
It was in the group chat. You put the time zone link, and I clicked on it. It said Friday. But you told me Sunday. So I hadn't done a list, basically, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm still going to have the best list, though. So here we go.
Wait, you wrote it down on actual physical paper?
No, whoa.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll be honest. I don't think I even own a pen. I can't do that. I just go get a pen. It's so in the past for me. But yeah, Rolda is your debut on the massive list streams. You've done a few of these miniature versions before. What are you thinking going into this one?
Well, I know that no list is about to be right, so I'm ready to get criticized, and I'm ready to see who has the actual worst list out of everybody here. So I'm ready to get into it. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling ready. I'm ready for it.
Okay, so Twitch chat, we're going to start off with honorable mentions. We're going to give maximum one honorable mention from each region. I've just turned my volume down as well, Twitch chat. Spam ones if this is good. Now I've reduced the volume. But does anyone want to start with the honorable mentions? Max one per region.
I'll go. All right, NA. Should we do NA roundtable? Then we do EU.
Actually, yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. Yeah, any honorable mentions?
Okay, NA beast mode.
What? Whoa. Okay. Are we
CJ.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
I actually haven't got any NA honorable mentions. I actually wrote rest of NA for my honorable mentions. If I was to look at my list and think of people I've left out, honestly, I don't have it. There's no honorable mentions from me from NA. I'm happy with my NA list. There's a lot of NA in my list, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, there's no one. Actually, no one outside this list from NA deserves top 25. I'm going to put that out there.
Okay, brave. I like it. Roll days. Any honorable mention?
My NA honorable mention, and this is based off of I know that this man wants me to lose all my channel points, and it's Squishy. That's my honorable mention.
Nice.
Okay, that's a smart honorable mention. He's trying to already appease the audience. Yumi, what have you got?
I let it move quickly to CJ because I also have beast mode as my honorable mention. It was just so hard to find him in there with the results they've had recently. There's other players that have slightly better results that are in a similar position. And for me, that team also has, in terms of like having an individual player, Rapid also kind of contributes a lot. So it makes it harder for him to stand out quite as much as some other players.
I personally like the beast mode honorable mention. I think it's a good one. But he's not my honorable mention for NA. That would be Arsenal from Space Station Gaming, who, when I started this list, I thought he was going to be in there. Like, we were talking about this earlier. I thought, no question, Arsenal's in my top 25. Then I started putting the list together, and I'm running out of spaces. He's still not on there. And then I ran out of spaces, and he didn't quite get it. He's right on the cusp. Honorable mention.
Johnny's
Arsenal for me.
I
don't even have a list.
Johnny so far, guys, has already started off. He's all the way at the bottom.
You can just tell that there's so many Europeans on Johnny's list now.
Right. Okay. Speaking of Europeans, TBates, EU honorable mention.
Itachi.
Okay. CJ?
That's good. Scott. The guy, you might not have heard him, a guy called Monkey, but nah. My honorable mention here, I actually had Itachi written down. I've actually got 3 honorable mentions. The first one was Rest of NA. The second one was Itachi. This is just the overall.
Yep.
The third one is going to blow some people's minds because it was my flex pick, but you've made me say honorable mentions, so I'm going to have to get rid of my flex pick, and that is going to be apparently Jack.
I like that. I think that's a good honorable mention. I think both those are good honorable mentions, personally.
Giving 2 of them as well, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Roll this, and then Yummy. Honorable mentions for EU.
I think you guys are going to be pretty surprised about my honorable mention. I just don't think he has enough game time, and his team is not the best. So I'm going to go with the Chronic. I think he has the potential to be a top player, but he's not there yet.
Wow.
And
That's very surprising from you. Crazy. Okay.
Yummy.
Interesting.
My honorable mention for EU is Itachi as well. Just doesn't have the results to split. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have an honorable mention that nobody has mentioned, and that is Ronicky, because his team is just so underperforming that I mean, statistically, he's incredible. I think he's got the highest goal participation. He's unbelievably average high on the ratings, but his team is losing.
Highest score per game.
So I couldn't put him in there because his team is just so out of results that although he individually, I think, is clearly very good still, you got to have the results, at least some results, and they've got none. They got no results at all. So he's outside from mine. Do you guys all have honorable mentions for Sam or OCE?
I'm ready to roll.
All right, TBates, go ahead.
I had an. Oh, yeah, go on.
You can go if you want.
I thought you meant that you were ready, like, to continue on. You didn't know anything about OCL.
Oh, I pay attention to all the regions now. I do watch. I can't say I enjoy it as much as NA and then EU, but I do watch the gameplay. So.
All right, go ahead with either one or both OCE Sam honorable mentions.
I still like the singles. So I'm gonna go Sam first, AJG.
Okay, fair. CJ?
I didn't have anyone from Sam. Forgot that was a region. No, actually, I don't have any honorable mentions from Sam. But no, I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I don't know who's close for me. I've got a couple in there though, maybe.
All right, roll this.
For me, it's AJG as well.
Okay. And Yummy?
I'll throw in Raise Bull just because
they
two said AJG, so I just want to give a shout out there. But for OCE, I am going to throw up Amphis.
Honorable mention.
I will know that he's not on my top 25.
Wow. I really thought you'd crack your top 25, Yummy, but that's insane. Not even on there. Wow.
Since we're talking OCE honorable mentions, I also had Amphis as mine. So
and so do I. So.
Wow! Whoa! What's going on here?
I didn't have any, but if I was gonna say one now, I'd say Express.
My OCE honorable mention is Tarsos, so we got the whole team. We got them all. We got the whole Ground Zero lineup as honorable mentions. But Sam for me is probably gonna annoy CJ. It's King Card, just not quite cracking the top 25. But he's definitely, you have to mention him. You always have to mention him because he is the king.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be letting him know about that.
As a note, what was the specific requirements for this list? That was
top 25, 3v3 players current. And that's pretty much it. There were no limitations on region, age, or anything. As far as I know. What, Yummy, do you have a reason to ask? Did you mess something up?
No, just so the audience knows.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for keeping us on the right track. But I think it's time to start revealing some actual people who made the list. So with the number 25s, I know TBates is just itching to get started. So I'm going to give the floor to him. TBates, take it away. Oh, he's talking in real life. The timing. Okay, CJCJ, over to you.
Well, first I'd like to say it's an honor to start this list off, ladies and gentlemen, because I feel like this is going to be one of our best segments yet, the top 25 players. I think the more we add to these, we go from top 10s to top 25s, a lot can go wrong. So I'm looking forward to this. I think I would have the best list by the end of it. I feel like a lot of people won't agree with me, but also I don't care. So at number 25 here on CJ's top 25 current players on current form that I'd choose in the whole entire universe. I was pretty disappointed that Johnny Boy put this guy as an honorable mention. It is going to be King Card from the Sam region. Congratulations to the King.
Wow.
Had to put him on the list. There's no way I could put him outside the top 25. The King will always be on my list. He'll always be in our hearts. And much respect to the King. A deserved pick. I'm happy with that.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm here now, so I can talk now. Sorry, my grandpa came at the door.
No problem.
Okay, my 25th, and I couldn't him any higher, is Ronicky. It was so hard not to have him. The stats and just the gameplay is just too great, even though they can't win a series. And it's not his fault they're not winning series. I don't like to blame anybody in particular, but there's a player that is kind of slacking on Liquid compared to the other two, and he just really holds them back. I think.
Name names if you're gonna call them out.
Yeah, I mean, you're making it really obvious on who it is.
It's not obvious. The chat, and you guys, you're gonna have to figure it out. But there's one player. I don't like to say names on the stream. I don't like to blast people like that. He's just holding him back a little bit. And yeah, Ronicky performs. And if Liquid could win anything, then Ronicky would definitely be higher up on this list. But I mean, I think he has the highest rating. And he has like 200-something games. He's won the highest scores, and his goal participation, I think, is the highest as well. And he also scores the most. Like, it's just numbers. The numbers speak for themselves. So he had to make the list for me.
Yeah, like across the entire region.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So it's just impressive.
Okay, roll Dizz. Who have you got?
Now, this might start a little controversy already off the bat. My 25th is someone from Middle East.
Okay.
It is your boy, Khaled.
Ooh.
Got Khaled at 25.
I feel like you've put that in just to appease the European audience.
The European audience? Nah.
Yeah, this is all so far. We had Dizz had Squishy in the honorable mentions. He has Khaled at 25. He is already just trying to win the fan vote at the end, and we were only just getting started. What is going on?
To win a fan vote? I thought long and hard about these picks, and I figured, there's two players that stand out in the Middle Eastern region, and they deserve to be on the list.
Okay, Yummy, 25.
My 25 is maybe something that won't appear on other people's lists, but that says what you expect. It's Taroko. Has been having some great results recently. Is a very good support player for Rogue. So, yeah.
Rock?
Oh, yeah. Okay, Yummy.
Oh well, that's a step. That's a step over the edge. That's right. I mean, Johnny took the biggest step by not having Arsenal in his top 25. But you with Taroko, Johnny still has the worst, but you're already second worst. Chad, I'm just making sure I'm keeping everybody on the toes. Right, I'm not playing around today.
You don't like Taroko 25? What is that? I can't tell. Is it supposed to be higher or lower? I don't know. I honestly can't tell. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Well, okay, I can't remember who had my number 25 as their honorable mention, but it's Appjack. I've got him in here. I think he just made the cut. Yeah, you had him. So for me, it was Appjack or Ronicky, and Appjack's team actually got some wins, so I put him in here.
His team's better.
Well, no, his team won games.
His team is better. His team is better, though.
In what way?
They have a more complete roster.
Well, I mean, they were way higher up. They barely missed out on like championships. Team Liquid weren't even close. So there's like a massive gulf in like class there, results wise. And also, Appjack, I think, is maybe a little bit of a spoiler. The most consistent performer on Dignitas by a mile. So I have to give him props for that.
Team.
So
you over Arsenal, huh?
Yeah, over Arsenal, because Appjack's the most consistent on Dignitas, best Dignitas player. I think Arsenal's not the best Space Station player. So
how are Dignitas going? Just quietly?
Just barely missing out on top 6. Like I said, barely. They lost one best of 3 in groups. They didn't get top 6.
Outside top. Okay. Yep.
CJ, why are you taking notes here?
I'm just, currently I've got Taroko ? Arsenal ? Dignitas ...
Dignitas A.
I'm just taking notes. When it comes back to the end, I'll be able to justify why you guys' lists here, they're a little bit sus. So I'm just taking a few notes. Johnny, you're off to a bad start here.
I think he's a great shot. He had to be in here. Wasn't he your honorable mention, for goodness sake? I put him like...
Which one's is like 26, 27?
But you put Arsenal's an honorable mention, so I need you to justify why you put him in it. But
what CJ's saying is that your justification for Arsenal being that low is just not an abject.
So you don't like Arsenal. You like abject, but you don't like Arsenal. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Well, we'll get to Arsenal later, but like I said, honorable mention. Wait, have you forgotten someone, TBates? What's going on?
I know, I'm supposed to be editing my sheet so I can keep up with y'all. So you're Abjack. Who else went?
You can look at. I've got a sheet on stream.
Look at the stream.
Oh, I feel like that messes with my internet, but I'll try.
I can share this.
Thank you.
There you go. Take a look.
All right, I'm good now. Let's go.
All right, TBates, go ahead. 24.
24 was somebody's honorable mention, which I was so surprised that he actually didn't have him in here. But it's our old boy, a Chronic. Plays for BS Plus competition. He is superb, amazing. I think he has some of the best mechanics in EU. I mean, he's a young gun. He's got a lot of room to grow, but his team manages to make it further than, say, Liquid. So that's why I have him above Ronicky. I mean, you can also say that Freaky and Godsmell are a better team, though. So they're pretty interchangeable at 24, 25, but I feel like a Chronic's potential and the fact that he's performed at that level speaks for itself, and he's going to only get better. So Chronic at 24.
Sorry, I'm making faces because I did some really weird formatting there, but nobody saw that, so it's fine. On and upward, CJ, number 24. Please tell me it's Arsenal. I want to laugh so much. Please. Hit
24. Imagine that. I put him one place higher and just absolutely trashed me. At 24 on my list, I'm going for a player that I would put in the category of clearly one of the best players in the region. And that player is going to be at 24 on my list. He's actually...
he had to look at his list and choose. He had to pick which one he wanted to put 24. He has his little section, and he's trying to decide which one he wants to put there.
I've got so many names. I don't even know. I'm going to do a stumpy. I don't even know if I've got 25 players. All right, at 24 on my list that I've just decided now, one of the top players in the region. This is going to, people are going to start putting some question marks in chat, but if you know, 24 is going to be my teammate Fever.
Huh?
Whoa. How do I spell that? Wait a minute.
Wait, Johnny doesn't even know how to spell it.
Yeah.
CJ's list is not officially. CJ, you somehow managed to pass up Johnny with the worst list. How'd you manage to do that? He even has Arsenal outside top 25.
These players, right? I'm just looking at these players, and I'm very happy with this. I couldn't put anyone above him on my honorables.
You had Amphis honorable mention though. Amphis behind
Yumi did, and that is terrible, by the way, Yummy. I don't know what.
Oh, it's Yummy.
Yummy's trying to please the NAEU crowd. I'm coming over here just repping the boys.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put Fever here 24 on the list. CJ best. See, I have one person in chat say CJ best list. That's all I need. Thank you.
That's that one person.
Okay, roll this. Who you got? What's the next crowd pleaser you've got on your list?
The next crowd pleaser. I don't think this guy's going to be a crowd pleaser. I think
okay.
My next player is on the best team in the region. At 24, I have Extra.
What? What? What?
Firstly,
what? I won. I'm so glad that we've got
the heat off me.
Yeah.
Full respect for just taking the heat off me. We can all just move on.
Oh man, there are already 2 horses out the race. TBates, Yummy. They've fallen over. CJ and Rollers. They tripped on the first hurdle. It's a 3-horse race.
If Roldis' list was upside down, it'd be more believable.
See, guys, look, everybody's been clowning me, talking about NA bias and all that. See, now you got the real NA bias. I've always been nothing but fair and judgmental, but now you got the real NA bias here. There's no absolute way that you're justifying extra being 24. Even I can't do that.
I love how last time
that low.
T-Bates, last time we did one of these, by the end of it, T-Bates is saying, we need another North American in here. I need a teammate, and now you're at his throat. You're at
No, I need somebody. I need a team. I need another North American to show that I really wasn't that biased. People call me biased. I'm not biased, guys. I'm nothing but the pure facts here. Oh! You better justify the extra 24. Justify it right now. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Extra at 24? I don't think that's a bad place for him. Where does his other teammates go?
They must be top 5. They must be top 5.
They're so good that they're 1 and 2 to make up for how bad extra is.
They are great as a team. They are great, amazing as a team.
I mean, I get that. I can see the argument.
They are really for the team, individual player.
Just remind me, Rod, where did you put BDS in the top teams of all time, greatest of all time?
You put him 1, I think. Above, yeah.
Roll this. Did you guys do top teams on?
Yeah, well,
I did not put BDS top team. I put Dignitas as my top team.
Oh, all time.
Where would you put the top 10 all time?
Top BDS, top 10 all time.
Are they in there? Are they in the top 10 all time even?
That's just what I want to get from this, because you've put a guy that's 24 that could potentially be in one of the greatest rosters of all time, and they're currently right now on top.
CJ's really brought the prep here.
Okay,
it's amazing.
That's a team.
He is talking about team. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. He really might have Mark and Monkey Moon 1 and 2.
No way.
That's true.
There's no way he has that. He doesn't have that.
No way. Does he? Do you think he does?
We'll come back to it.
It really comes down to when he says Mark by his name. We'll see if the extra 24 makes any bit of sense.
Okay, I'm really curious. Okay, but we have to move on. We got so many names here. So Yummy, what's your 24? What's your 24?
Well, I really did try and squeeze Fever into the list because I think he's top 3 OCE, but unfortunately his teammates have dragged him down. They couldn't even make it into the championships. So, OCE, he couldn't even make the championships. Oh, anyway, my 24 I think is going to be higher on other people's lists. Maybe lower on some, but I think it's going to be way out there. I used to have him up there, but also a lot of things changed based on the results of teams for me. So Archie is here. I think he's an incredible player. He's good all around the pitch. But the team hasn't.
Teammates, it's just me and you. It's just me and you, buddy. We're the only ones left.
Archie 24.
We're the only ones left.
All right, that's actually for me worse than the extra pick.
Yeah,
I think it's close. It's close.
No, it's worse.
It's justifiable now. Okay.
No, it's not justifiable. No.
EU is just hard because their teams have been playing, up and down, and top blokes have had some pretty awful results this split.
That's not Archie's fault, though.
And Liquid is not Roniki's fault. So why is Roniki that low?
I have Roniki 25.
Yeah, he's low, bro. Statistically.
The only reason Roniki's on this list is because he's great. If he wasn't great, he wouldn't be on the list.
Higher. He's consistently been
winning does matter. Like winning does matter to some extent.
So I mean,
they're 14th. They were like 9th. They were like 9th. I have Roniki probably like top 15. They're 14th. Come on now. And EU. EU's kind of weak. Come on, guys.
Ooh.
Come on.
All right, I got a letter for my number 24 in here. I think this is going to keep me in the race. I think this one's going to be totally fine because I definitely heard some honorable mentions for him. But for me, he just squeaks in, and it's Beast Mode from NA at 24.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You got Beast Mode in there. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not gonna for me. It was him versus Arsenal for the 24, and it was Abjack versus Ronicky for 25. That's the way I was looking at it, CJ. Since I know that you're probably wondering with your notepad. And yeah, Beast Mode edged it as I think the highest contributor in his team versus Arsenal, who's I think second on his team. Rattles might also be in the conversation for SSG, but sometimes he gets replaced by Sathu because of reasons, so I had to take that into consideration as well. But I think me and TBates right now are the only people who are still in the running to win.
Yep.
Two names in.
That's right. And I think that's just so many lists are finally done. Like Raul and Yumi cannot recover from their 2 picks. But it's a time for my 23.
Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. You gotta stay strong here.
I told you I'd come to win today. I'm not losing.
Okay.
My 23 is Khaled.
Okay.
Now, I have Khaled this low. The reason I have him this low is because they haven't. It's not their fault either. They just haven't been in RLCS. So I can't justify.
So they were your number 2 team when we did this like a month ago.
Timeout. No. That had a restriction, not a restriction. I forgot what the word is. I don't know. They had the reason I had number 2 is because after a month of LAN practice against all the best teams in the world. This is just right now. Now, if Johnny had come to this and said after a month again of LAN practice against all the best teams in the world, Khaled would definitely be higher. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not because like he hasn't been able to like he only had that one tournament and since then they haven't been able to like play RLCS teams individually skill wise. I think he's much higher or not much higher but a good bit higher on this list. But for now, got to put him there because there's just other people who are in RLCS performing.
Okay, right. Let's move it along. CJ, 23. I mean, your list is already dead, but you've got to continue anyway. So let's hear it.
Actually, you know what, Johnny? Wait a second. All right. Now, actually, upon picking my 24 of Fever, I actually thought I'm going to probably move like temporarily to the bottom of the list tally. But after Yummy's put Archie at 24 and after Extra is at 24 as well, I actually think I'm currently 3rd. So for me, this is looking pretty good. Now, at 23, just for the sake of me being able to move on, because obviously we spent a bit of time here on 25 to 23 and really probably should have rushed through it. Now, 23 on my list, I'm just going to, it's already a name that's been out here, Hallelujah. And it's just going to be a Chronic.
Okay.
He's a lot of potential. I think he's moving up on this list if we do it again in another, say, 6 months' time. But I really rate him. I think clearly the best player on BS Plus for me. Shout out Freaky. And yeah, I think deserved. I'm happy with that pick. And yeah, we'll move on just for the interest of my list being the best.
It's not yet. It's not saved yet.
Not there.
Not saved, but maybe a step in the right direction. Roll this. You got a lot of work to do, buddy. What you gotta do? What you gotta do?
It's crazy to me. Some of these picks are so contradictory to my Khaled at 25. It was in disbelief. TBates has him 2 picks higher. Chronic's not even on a top 8 team, and he's up here, and like Extra being on it's a little contradictory. I'm gonna go with my next pick at. Let me see.
Are you moving people around? You're just like CJ. He moves people around on the fly.
Because I gotta think about this. Because when I was making my list, it was a individually skilled list.
That's why Ronick is on here. For me,
Ronick is okay. I'm gonna go with Jory's. I think mechanically speaking, Jory's is soon to be a top player on Dignitas.
It's not about soon to be top player. Who's the top player now?
Yeah, that's soon to be.
Dignitas?
Jory is the best player in Dignitas. Is he the best player in Dignitas right now? Jory is.
No.
I don't think so.
Nope, he's not.
So you got more dig on here.
Oh, that must mean he have Abjack higher. Okay, now it's making sense.
That's crazy.
Roll this. I got to warn you,
That's
CJ's
crazy.
not
You
going
put
to.
2 of Dignitas in that team. It's no offense to Dignitas, but they're not going too great.
Yeah,
But
CJ's
they
not
aren't
going to like
doing
that.
great. They aren't doing great, but that doesn't mean it's Jory's and Abjack's fault.
Whoa, let's not pin this on one of the greatest players of all time, Violent Panda. Is that what you're saying right now?
Okay.
All right,
Well,
Yummy.
my 23, I valued really consistency on this one, and I have Torsos, and given my previous comments, that means he's my highest rated OC player.
How many OC
CJ
players
might disagree with that, but I think he's been able to consistently perform. Amphis has had like off and on series and tournaments throughout the year, but Torsos is the reason they've won everything.
Yeah, okay. As the other OCA person here, I feel like it's my duty to question it. But I'll just wait. I'll wait till we get to
CJ, he did put him.
Torsos could be a lot higher than this, but they were in my like 8th on my total list, and it's hard to like match them up against NA and EU. You know, is dominating in OCE.
Yumi, what on earth is Archie doing between Tarsos and Taroko? What is going on there? What is going on?
That list looks terrible. That list looks terrible. Oh, wow.
I think Archie's lost. Somebody get him a map. He's clearly lost. He
When
missed.
I originally put in the list, I had Archie somewhere around 8, and he just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. Just because I kept looking at the team results.
Yeah, we can see that.
You forgot about him or something.
Did you accidentally sort your list in like reverse alphabetical order? Just forget,
alphabetical order,
like just chuck in a few Tarsos to Rocco at the bottom. You're like, oh wait a minute, this doesn't look right. That's probably fine. But anyway, my 23. Okay, maybe this. I think my other two were less controversial than this one. But I've gone for a South American player here at 23, and it is, yes, that's right, CJ, above Card. But it ain't Kaio. It's Yanks. I can't even spell. I spelled his name wrong because it's really weird. YANXNZ.
Now I'm all alone. I'm all alone now. Now I'm all alone.
TBates winning.
I'm getting him all alone now. How the heck are you justifying Yanks in 23?
This guy, no, Yanks is insane. Have you guys watched him play? Actual question.
It's pretty good.
Johnny.
Actual question.
Johnny.
Genuinely.
Johnny, you watched one game of this dude hit a good shot, and you're like,
No,
What do you mean by
I've
top 25
casted.
just to be.
I've casted several series that this guy's played. I've watched several more. I've watched the entire Winter Major and the Spring Major. Watched his run through these tournaments. He is absolutely insane. I rate Yanks a lot, and I think he does more for his team than Beast Mode does for Shopify, because Beast Mode gets more help, and Yanks is unreal. This guy's absolutely insane. Look, chat knows. Twitch chat, they know. So yeah, that's right. Yanks NZ. No idea how to say his name. We just call him Yanks. You got to watch this guy. He's actually so insane. He's
amazing. No. He's like ridiculously good. But for you to have him, I'm just so curious. Are you going to the best in Sam?
No, he's not the best in Sam. He's my second best in Sam.
Okay. See, that makes a little bit more sense because you do have Orson outside your top 20, so you got to figure out. You got to fill it in somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I thought Arsenal was going to be easy top 25, and then I just ran out of space because it's not that much. 25 is not that much. It's like 10 EU, 10 NA, 5 other regions, and then you're done. So if a player's not top 10 in the region, they don't make it. Well, top 10 EU, NA, then they don't make the cut. They barely miss. But I can't wait. You guys can't have like all the players in there. You have to have left someone out because there just aren't enough spaces. So I can't wait to see who you guys have left out. It's
I put
25 is not a lot of players. It's like 12.
It's not much.
CJ is saying 12 a region.
Yeah. Even if you go full EU NA, you're just looking at top 12, 13. So it's not that much. Anyway, like TBates 22, we're going to keep it moving because we need to see some more context.
All right, Fairy Peak.
Fairy Peak. Fairy
22.
Peak.
Fairy Peak.
Getting all his EU picks out of the way.
Huh? Am I?
Fairy.
I might just be. I might just... Wait, my one list is EU besides Callan.
Fairy Peak.
Fairy Peak. Who have you left out from? You must have left someone out from EU. Because Fairy Peak's good, but you must have left someone.
Peak.
Why? Are you saying Fairy Peak at 22 is too low?
I think current form. Wait, you think it's too low at 22?
I think it's fine at 22.
CJ
is a bit high.
I think it's probably too high.
I mean that he shouldn't be on this list.
Yeah, I think he shouldn't be on the list.
Yeah,
I don't think he should be on here. I think Fairy Peak on current form is the worst performing player in Vitality. So unless you got K-Dub and Alpha in here, I don't think he should be on here.
Okay, that's fair. I guess.
He's been a bit rough in RLCS recently. He's still an insane player, but currently not showing it. Vitality look pretty rough around the edges. I think they could show up with champs, but that's next week, so we can't think about that yet. CJ 23. 22.
Can I just go back to that T-Bates pick? I like how, like, before, you guys didn't hear this, but pre-show, right, T-Bates is saying, look, guys, I have justification for every one of my picks. By the end of this, everyone in the chat is going to be on the same page that my list is the best. He puts up Fairy pick number 22, and everyone's like, that's not a good pick. Oh, well, he's like, that's not a good pick. And T-Bates goes, yeah, okay, I can see that.
I mean, I can see it, but I just no, because he said a name. Oh. I say I gotta stop myself. I gotta stop myself because I'll be giving away my list. I can't be saying these type of things. It's justified. Trust me. I'll explain Fairy Peak at 22 when we get further on.
Alrighty, at number 22 on CJ, on the best list of the top 25 players of all time, we are going to now, as I see it, put Ronicky at 22.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa.
Mr. Ronicky, he is in the 22 spot. This guy, I mean, I feel like,
wow.
I feel like T-Bates already spoke about it, but the fact that this guy can score goals whilst playing on Team Liquid is nothing short of incredible. If anyone else was in that spot, I don't think they could get near. I honestly don't think they get near the type of. This guy puts away the 3 opportunities that Team Liquid get a series, and that is nothing short of incredible for him to do that. So he's clearly the best player on Team Liquid. I don't care that Team Liquid are genuinely abysmal. They should be a lot better. And I'm happy to stick Ronicky in my top 25 players because if anyone else was on Team Liquid, these guys wouldn't be top 8 OCE. So, yeah, we're going to put Ronicky there. I'm happy with it. I'm sticking with it.
That's interesting. I think it's like in the right area. The right area. So fair enough for me. No complaints from anyone. So roll is 22 from you.
22 I got B mode. B mode, the impact player, in my opinion, of Shopify. Young Gun, I could see him moving higher in this list coming next season.
Okay. I personally like that because it's close to where I put him, so I'm cool with it. Didn't 2 people put him as honorable mention, or was it 3 people put him as honorable mention? I can't remember.
Yeah, he has my honorable mention.
Me and T-Bates, yeah.
Okay, so we're all pretty close on beast mode. Yummy, 22.
22, similar to T-Bates once again. Ocalid is here because, they're not in RLCS. I had SRG roughly around 7th in the world, 7th or 8th, I think I was. So makes sense for him to be here. He could obviously be way, way higher. He's above Torsos, especially because of, his clear potential, much better like in ranked and whatnot. But I would have liked to have put him higher, I just couldn't.
Okay, so you
That's
got
fair.
only me and CJ. I wonder if CJ's even got Kyle on his list. I'm really curious, in fact. But I'll reveal my 22, which I don't think will cause too many fireworks, but maybe from Yummy. I mean, I don't know what Yummy's talking about earlier, because I've got Amphis at 22. I was so positive that he'd be in your list, and he's not, because I think he's like easily top 25. And again, major spoiler, best player in OCE for me. So that's where I've got him.
Yeah.
I just think he's been so inconsistent across even the entire year, like 2021. He really performed in the major. Like, if he's performing, then Ground Zero all of a sudden take up a whole bunch of notches. But the thing is, the way that Ground Zero are in OCE is if they're playing well, they're actually like a really top team in the world. But if they're playing poorly, then they're still just good enough to beat out most OCE teams. And that's usually on Amphis. Express and Torsos have been really, really consistent with their play.
He's gonna pop off though. He's gonna pop off. He's got the mechanics.
Yeah.
These are some mechanical people I've got at my
Yeah,
bottom of the
On a
list.
good day for both of them, both
Players in the
Torsos and
world.
Amphis is the best.
How are you?
Most consistent, not best.
Teammates, please say something, because I'm lost, bro.
How are you justifying Amphis and Yangtze
Yes.
for Arsenal? I'm not seeing it. I'm not saying it.
Because they do more for their teams than Arsenal does
The
for his
last
team.
time,
And they have better, Arsenal has way better supporting cast
I
around
don't
him.
want to hear none of that. The last time in either of those
I
regions,
thought you asked me, so why don't you want to hear my answer to your question? I was giving you the answer.
Give me an answer.
I did. I said he's the best player on his team. Arsenal isn't, and Arsenal has better teammates than Amphis.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna come back at you real fast. The last time of a player from a non-NAEU region, so not the two major regions, came over and played in either region was Drippe, right? He came over to NA, and what was he? Pedestrian at best, mediocre. He was so good.
That's such an unfair summary.
He was the Ronicky of that team.
That's true.
He's actually did the best he could, considering he was playing with classics. Don't you dare come on my boy. Don't you dare.
Listen.
He got top 4 DreamHack with classics. That's true. Drippe is actually really good. If he listen, NRG benched, or no, wasn't that when they got rid of Fireburner? That's when Drippe came to NA, or was it a different time? I can't remember. Was it earlier? I just remember NRG made a roster change, and they were. I think there was I swear there was an opening. Oh no! I'm getting confused. But no, there was.
That was after. That was
after
the Drippe NAJ.
I swear, he was one of I think the best options for NRG, probably second best, because they picked up Turbo, of course, because he was the obvious pick. If they don't pick up Turbo, I think they should pick up Drippe. I think he was the next best player for that team.
They don't become a world champion with Drippe on the team. I'll tell you that much right now.
Drippe is good. I rate Drippe.
He got savior of the season on EG, and because he was just sitting in net. He literally couldn't get in net.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Classics rotating between the opponent's corner boosts. And what do you do? I mean, he was good. I don't know. That's a terrible take from you. I'll go.
No, he was meh. He was meh. And I would say he was better than he at that time is probably better than what Amphis is right now. In terms in comparison,
at that point,
their skill,
I had Drippe
relative skill. I would feel like Drippe is greater in OCE than Amphis is currently in OCE.
Yeah, Drippe was a top 10 player worldwide when OCE came 4th at Worlds. Of course, he was insane. Drippe was he got top 4 Worlds.
And then Arsenal is arguably the best player on SSG that whole entire fall split, and then going into winter for a little bit.
Fall split, that's last year. I'm looking mainly at spring. End of winter, spring is all I'm really looking at here, because fall's so irrelevant. All the teams were all different. A lot of the teams were completely different rosters, and teams have gone through peaks and slumps since then. I don't know. Arsenal, I really rate Arsenal. I wanted to put him top 25, but I couldn't, because I only had space on the list for one Space Station player. So, what can you do?
Okay, whatever. Speaking of Space Station, my next one's Reddles. I don't understand how he's not on Johnny's list. Wow, only space for one of them. Woo!
No, I did have him on my list, but then, he, of course, he was on there, and then next thing I know, he's banned. The cell that I had his name in disappeared, and it got replaced with Sathya. I was like, what's Sathya doing on my list? Got to get him out of there. So, yeah, I couldn't keep Sathya on my list, long story short.
Reynolds was my 20, what is that, 1, I believe? Yeah, he's one of the best shooters in the world. Sniper. Talks a lot, backs up his game. He's fast, demos, sets a tone. He's probably the vocal comms leader for that team as well. So without him, they don't perform.
Probably. What are these guessing games?
No. I would assume he is. Okay, he just. I know Sip ain't.
He definitely is. He definitely is.
Probably.
I'm back to the He definitely is.
And then without him, I mean, they play Matt with Matt. I mean, Matt is decent at Rocket League. He's pretty good. So he's not a terrible player. So I mean, that alone showed you Reynolds' worth. So. He's up there.
CJ just taking some notes before he reveals his next one.
Doing a lot of writing.
Well, I'm trying to not look at my screen, because every time I look up, I see extra at 24 and Archie at 24. What is that? Oh my goodness. That is generally the 2 worst picks I've ever seen. That might be Cloud9 at 7 for Stumpy on the top 10 teams. That is terrible. All right, here we go. 21 on the list. 21? You're at 21. Just going to go beast mode. This guy is a freak. I know someone said, I think it was Yumi said that Rapid's close with him. No, I think beast mode, when you watch him play, he's a freak. He deserves. He's clearly best player on the team. And I think he's very similar to a Chronic in that there are only ways up. I could swap either of them on the list. And I couldn't put that 21 is honestly looking at here the highest I could put him. But yeah, beast mode. He's been on there twice already. 21.
And he was both the other honorable mentions, I think. So that's a pretty good range. I think we're all pretty agreed on the beast mode range. So roll this 21 from you.
No. 21 for me is Atomic with the C. Envy's Fennec player. I think the fact that the biggest argument for Atomic is that he has to be on a specific car is what keeps him this low. But Atomic is really, he definitely has to be on a specific car.
Your list is so bad.
Wrong color, Johnny. That's NA, by the way.
Yeah.
I know you love Europeans, but that is NA Atomic. That is, he plays, I don't know if you know about the North American scene.
Wait, there's another Atomic?
Actually, yeah, he's on Team Envy, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
TBates, I feel like you got something to say about that.
See, we gotta move along. I don't want to harp too much on the lower 20s, but I just didn't realize the 20s would be this difficult. I see Archie extra. I see Atomic. What else do I see over here? Oh yeah, I see Yanksy. That's another one I see.
Yanks is insane. Yanks is absolutely ridiculous. He's a good player. I'd say he's a top 23 player in the world. Yumi, who you got?
My 21, I don't know if people agree, but it is going to be Nolly. Guild have had a lot of success recently, and he is very, very, very good, sometimes underrated, I'd even say.
Okay.
Agreed.
I did think about when I made this pick going for the crazy wild Devo pick just because I felt like has made their playstyle work, but
that'd be wrong.
He's not the best player on the team, so
He's not.
Agreed.
I like the pick, Yumi. I just honestly, for me, when I was doing this list, right, I looked at Guild, and I couldn't put any of them anywhere near my top 25. There's a spoiler for you. I just find they're just a good, like they've been a good team. Like when they obviously, but I individually, when I look at that team, I honestly, I don't know what I see in that team. So like, I agree that there should be someone on Guild there. So I believe you, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just really struggling when I did my list to put Guild anywhere near this top 25 list.
I think that could be fair watching them, but Nolly is really, really difficult to play.
Okay, hold on. Let me run some numbers by CJ real fast since he's obviously lacking. And Nolly averages 386, 0.81 goals per game, 69% goal participation, and a 1.054 rating for the season. Just want to say that.
He does have a good rating.
That goal participation is top 5 in the world, by the way.
Yeah, I think not having Nolly in a top 25 is criminal. I will agree. I'm fair. I'm happy with Yumi's 21. I think that's fair. You can make a case for that. I don't think you can make a case for him not being top 25 though. I don't think so. I love how chat, by the way, is spamming W's or L's after every pick to see whether to agree or disagree. That is definitely something you guys should keep up. But only if you type W's in my one, which I think you will, because at 21, I've got the best Portuguese player in the world, and just an incredible mechanical talent who carried his team to multiple deep runs in regionals in the most recent event, and it's a Chronic.
That's fair.
I think this kid is unbelievable.
He's insane.
He's an unbelievable player. But yeah, this is all pretty close for me. I think 24 through 21 pretty close. But I like the Chronic more because I think out of all these teams, yeah, he's got the veterans on his team, but he was like the only real mechanical threat, and he hit I think he hit the first double reset goal in RLCS history. I think I don't remember one happening before, so that's pretty cool. Not the most relevant thing in a top 25 discussion, but I think that's one of the goals that will go down in RLCS history. It's just one of the moments where mechanics advance to the next level. I think he's going to keep on advancing those mechanics, so he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's fair. I like that one.
Good pick.
I
There you
think
go.
given that team more time and given a chronic more time, he'll 100% be like really high on this list.
He'll probably leave him in off season. Well, would he waste his talents when he can go play with better people? But hey, that's just me. I'm not trying to influence anybody. 20?
Yeah, 20 TBates.
Alrighty, 20. Who I said Turbo.
I like that.
I can't put him any higher. But he's a 4-time for a reason. His value, missing atomic. You can say a lot of things. They would have been performing to somewhat this extent without him or whatever. Gary G and Justin would have won without Turbo. But the proof's in the pudding. He's your winner. And regardless if he lacks mechanics or anything special in the game that like is eye popping, he's a GOAT. So 20.
Yeah, I think his mechanics are underrated as well because he puts up the numbers. It might not be the most fluid and the smoothest movement, but he consistently puts up the numbers. So that's the evidence. All the other older players who are letting their mechanics slip and not keeping up with the game, they're always bottom of the rating, bottom of the points per game. Turbo's not. He's actually like pretty high up there. Sometimes highest on his team actually. Right. This team consists of Mist and Atomic, so his mechanics can't be that bad. You got all that written down, CJ, or are you?
Yeah, I just wrote down Johnny's written hit a double reset. So I'm looking forward to what other things people do in a game
to qualify top 25.
No, that was just a fun fact. That was a fun fact. That wasn't the justification. That was just a fun fact while we're talking about a chronic. That doesn't really mean much.
Alrighty. Anyway.
TJ, I'd say being able to shoot an open net would also help.
Yeah, look, well, we're not talking about me on this list, or are we later on in the list? No. So, number 20 here for my list. I'm really happy with this list, but there's going to be a lot of W's in chat from this. I think Johnny actually might be like, whoa, you're putting him this high, but I'm not sure where he's got him. But for me, this guy is the best player on the team, but it's not by a long shot, which is why I'm putting him 20, and he's close to his teammate here. It's going to be the best player in the South American region, Kaio, at number 20 on my list. Now, this guy is, it's hard for me to say that King Card is not the best player.
Wow. You're saying it, though.
It's hard for me to say he's not the best player in Furia, but...
What made you think that, though? What made you put him above? Because recently I think you had Card better. So what's changed?
Yeah, I did. Look, to be honest, I just think that Card probably isn't as impactful. And look, I just, I had a quick look at the stats.
Yeah, that's right. Kyle's putting up the numbers. You can't deny the numbers. He's got some large numbers. You can't deny the numbers, especially with a teammate.
I could probably put him up to say highest I could probably feasibly put him would be 16, I'd say, on my list. But I'm happy with 20. I think that he's far enough away from Card, but also close enough for my boy Card. Is someone exhaling here when I said that? Do we have any problems here with my boy Kaio here, 20?
I just have the one question is, so you're saying he's the highest. Why is it nobody from True Neutral?
Yeah, well, that's a good point because obviously Furia are the second best team in the region.
It's close, though. It's close.
Look, I think for me, when I watch, although, we got Yanks and stuff in here as well. Look, True Neutral just seem they're a guild pick to me, picking my top 25. I just they're just a really good. They just seem to be a really good team.
No, you're onto something there. I still think Nolly not being top 25 is crazy, but no, I think you're onto something. That True Neutral are all very, very good, but Kaio, Card, I think I agree with CJ. I think they're both better than anyone in True Neutral, and then it's just Tander, their teammates, worse than everyone in True Neutral, for me at least.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, the two teams are pretty close. I give True Neutral the edge. Yeah, Kaio's definitely ahead. I think, is this all... Does anyone... There's no way that Roll Days or TBates have got South American players here. Maybe Yummy does. No, actually, we're getting pretty high. I don't know if anyone apart from us, CJ, will have any.
If I said that Torsos was my highest, then yeah.
Oh, you did for the other regions?
Well, yeah. If I put Amphis as an honorable mention, then
Right. Okay. I'm
unlikely
surprised.
to have
Tander Slander. I like that. That's pretty good. Anyway, roll this 20. Who have you got?
At 20th pick, somebody who's been put down already. As a 21st, and that's Noli. Can't argue against Noli.
I like that. I like that.
Fair had no man there. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Yummy, you had him at 21. Now you have to justify to roll this why your 20 player is ahead of Noli. Or maybe you won't. Maybe you're going to...
That's actually really hard to do, funnily enough, but I am backing up with TBates once again, and that is Reddles at number 20. Obviously a very good player. He's been striking really well, is smart. I think his demo game is still on form as well, which I like. But, he's just not the highest here on SSG, and they haven't had the best split ever.
Yeah, fair. I think it's fair enough. I'm sure that Reynolds will more discussion will happen about him later, but for now we'll move on. So I've got number 20. We said it earlier. Mine and TBates list are just clearly miles ahead of everybody else's because of the 24 picks. But we're on the same page for this one. I got Turbo 20. So yeah, I think you can't not put him in there. It's Turbo.
Mm-hmm. You got to put him in there.
He's got the stats as well, though. He's not just in here because he's Turbo. I did take a quick look at some of the numbers for Turbo, and actually he was the second highest average rating on Envy across the last 5 events for NA. That's 2 majors, 3 regionals. He was actually higher rating, higher points per game than one of his teammates.
Then who? Then who, Johnny?
Take a guess.
Just on the
Atomic.
Then
That's
who,
right.
Johnny?
That's right.
Yeah.
Then Atomic. He's higher rating than Atomic in the last 5 events. 2 majors, 3 regionals. Turbo's got the higher rating of the 2. I didn't expect that, but it's just how it is. Marginally, he's about
it's probably marginal.
Turbo's like
it's
a 1 average.
Small.
Turbo's a 1 average. Atomic's a 0.94. So it's actually it's a pretty big gap, but yeah,
that's
they
a
were
pretty
close.
big gap. I'm 4-1.
TBates is in shambles upon hearing this news.
I'm not in shambles at all. That's just you skewed it to only the 5 events. You got to take the whole entire season into account. As much as y'all are trying to act like fall doesn't matter, it matters. Consistency matters. Also, MV were playing their best in the winter, which in there's 5 events. Does that count winter?
I counted the winter major. Yeah.
Just winter majors, but you forgot the 2 regionals they won in the winter too.
Yeah, but you have them as the 8th best team of all time, and then they got pooped on by NRG. So in the major, which is the latest result.
And negative hours. The negative hours when playing the game. It happens. I even picked NRG on first touch. You can't come at me with that. I knew they were gonna lose. Envy that is. All right, back to me.
Who have you got at 19?
Atomic with a K.
Oh my god.
Best player in queso, in my opinion, and he actually balls out. But I couldn't really put him any higher than this. Well, I guess I can move him 1 spot higher, but that's about it. I like this little range for Atomic with the K.
I'm okay with this personally. I'm not sure about the other guys.
I'm okay with it.
I want to say, hang on a minute. No, just keep going. I think I've met. Hang on.
What is going on? What? You're struggling to put.
Oh, he's trying to figure out.
No, I got it. I want to say that Atomic with a K was one of my flex picks. I actually had him at one stage at 23, so that's a good pick for me. I just couldn't squeeze him into my list.
Okay.
Oh,
couldn't get him in.
That's crazy.
Wow. Do you have a queso player?
No.
What? No.
CJ does say the EU is kind of terrible. So I mean, I'll back CJ's respect for that. I mean, CJ said EU is terrible.
No team cheese. I don't believe
Look,
this.
For me, it was to be honest, it was pretty close between Ronicky, Acronic, and Atomic. But I think that for a Chronic, he's like clearly the best player on BS Plus. For Atomic on Queso, he's the best player, but not by like a massive gap. And there's I don't know, EU's very inconsistent. I could just compared to like Ronicky, who's like has to be like a superstar on that team to be in the list above them. He's clearly the best player. Chronic's the best player. Atomic's very good. He's very close. He's probably 26.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right, CJ. While you're at it, what's your 20?
Okay, 19.
Sorry, 19.
My 19th
Yep,
player
19.
in the entire world. He is the second best player in this region. And
No way.
Yummy's not going to agree with me here. It is
No
Torsos.
There's no way you're having this many OCE players on this list.
What?
It is.
I think
Torsos.
it's fine to have an argument that Amphis or Torsos is the best in the region.
I agree with
so,
Yummy
like,
that Torsos is definitely more consistent, which is why I put him there, but he's not the best player in OCE.
That's just crazy how you have so many of them. Like your list is so pink and green.
Yeah, but so pink and green. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's why I went for the spreadsheet today. The color coding really does like highlight the stupidity at times, which is great. So we'll get plenty more of that, I'm sure.
And okay, let's go.
All right, roll this 19 just to keep things moving.
Keep things moving. 71% goal participation, 27% shooting percentage. Ronicky gets put at 19.
Ronicky, okay.
Okay.
I feel like
Okay,
Ronicky is
not
the player where you put him anywhere, and people would be like,
Yeah,
I suppose
it'd
there's
be
an
fine.
argument for that.
Yep. Yeah. See, Raul, it's about time you had a good pick. You're lacking. I guess Noli at 20 is good, but everything else on your list is just terrible. Not gonna cap it. And it's
Beast
actually
Mode's
sad how
okay.
your list is that bad. I mean, yeah, I guess Beast Mode's okay, but it's actually sad how your list is that bad and you don't have any pink and green on it. It's just all blue. It's all blue. Well, I guess okay.
Man, who's picking green?
Yeah, like if you watch my
Oh,
stream, I've color
man.
coded it. Pink is Sam, green is OCE.
Wait, green?
Yeah,
green is
OCE on
OCE.
You want me to have
No.
green?
No, I'm saying your list is this bad and you don't have the pink and green on it.
Oh.
So like it's just like you're ordering of things. It's just
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah. I didn't really order specifically, to be honest. I'm not gonna cut. I like top 10. It was like really specific, and then
Why's everybody coming out with their excuses? See me, I'm coming professional today. I knew what I was doing. Everybody else has like these
No excuses needed. What excuses for what? I got nothing to explain.
Yeah.
Just perfection on the left-hand side of your screens. That's all it is. And it's going to continue, but not until Yummy's done his 19. 19 from Yummy. What is it?
Yeah, I couldn't argue with TBates because it's getting eerie how I keep repeating his picks, but I have Atomic with a K, number 19.
Okay.
You know what needs to happen?
And yeah, best player on Queso, had a really good result. I do think that they're good as a team, so that makes it hard for him to shoot up.
We need to switch up the order.
We can go backwards maybe on the next one.
There we go.
We'll switch it up. But okay, I'll do 19, and then Yummy can go again. We'll go across the screen in the other direction because T-Base thinks Yummy's copying his homework. But anyway, I've got 19. I think CJ's. I thought he was gonna not like this, but now I've seen his correct ranking for this man, and I know he's gonna be on board with this. And it's Kaio, the Great One. In case you didn't know what TG1 stands for, what a baller! Imagine being the best player in your region for 4 years, and then you just call your name is the Great One. Like who does that? That's why he's right next to Turbo Pulsa, the other Great One. They're both there, nestled up next to each other, comfy.
Justifying this.
Kaio's his statistics are unreal. I think he's actually got the highest average rating out of the entire world. RLCS.
That's awesome. He's playing nobodies.
Well, he's playing against True Neutral. They're a pretty good team. He's playing against Yanks, who's absolutely unbelievable. And Kaio's like got the numbers. He's been the best the entire time. He's the first player from Sam to be competitive, and he's still here to this day, number one in the region. I got a lot of respect for this guy. I think he's a great player.
I think it's impressive that he's still up there mechanically when you have like a lot of those older players who tend to fall off mechanically. Yeah.
He's like the
speaking
Garrett.
of falling off a bit mechanically,
he's Sam Garrett before Yummy moves on. But anyway, yeah, Sam Garrett.
I have 18 as Turbo Pulsar. He still knows how to win, but mechanically not up there, but still getting like 18 is insane.
Fair. W.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, roll those. Sorry, I put 20 here. 18 from you.
I have Jorah's teammates, Abjack at number 18.
You have 2 dig players.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
love
high.
that.
That's high. I like Jack, but that's really high. He's up there.
A 4-time that low.
Dig
And it was
play.
Individually skilled? Yeah, that's about where you should go.
Hey, some of these picks, y'all aren't backing it off of individual skill.
It's individual skill and what you can do on the team, yeah.
But
That's why he's there.
Yeah, Ron.
Technically speaking, if we're talking about individual skill, I don't think Turbo will crack this list. But you also have to take into account his leadership and he brings winning, so that's why he's on the list
Yeah.
for me. Like
I
every
do
time
a
just-
lot of like team-based stuff, so and hence why Archie is so low, because I think that he's an amazing player, but a lot of mine got skewed by how.
No, don't
people
try,
are
Yummy.
performing
Don't try and back up Archie 24. That's never gonna be okay.
Yep, it's never gonna work.
Never gonna
It's
be
just
okay.
done.
Never.
You and
No
Raul are
contact.
just done.
It's not happening. CJ, 18.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a pretty tough pick for me. I'm still sort of fumbling around here on my list at who I'm actually going to put 18. I was going to put someone 18, but I'm sorry. I was going to put someone 18, but I've decided against it. At 18 on my list, I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go Turbo at 18 on my list, as well as Yummy. I think that he is, although the second highest rating, I think he is the weakest player on Envy, and that is saying something because he's still 18 in the world. So
What?
there you go.
The whole Envy squad up here. I mean, the whole NRG squad up there as well. What is going on here? Where on earth are you going to fit in all the other North American players? All the other players. There's so few spots.
CJ said earlier that if you're not on this list for NA, you don't deserve to be. So
No. I've got him on. I've got him in here. Don't worry about that.
okay.
It must be just a sea over red all the way up there. There's a.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, TBates 18. I know you had to wait a while there, going back across, but
No,
back
this
to
is
you.
good because I was getting worried that everybody's just copying me. But now I know that they're not copying me. 'Cause I have a pick that nobody's thought of, and it's AJ from FaZe Clan. From FaZe Clan.
What?
This low?
AJ
Okay.
18?
That's your
Oh
first
my
questionable
goodness.
pick.
I win. We've done it all right. I am so
I'm not
confident
sure.
we can close this out. All my picks from here are
And
super smart.
At the timeout, AJ at 18
Alrighty,
is respectable. How good do you think AJ is in terms of like, if it's talking pure potential, like if you look at his skills and like I love AJ, he's my homie. But like if you look at what he does on the field, he's great. But he doesn't like the NA people above him at least are definitely better in terms of the 3v3 gameplay. And
Here's one for you, T-Bates. He's one of only 2 players out of all the top NA teams who has been highest rating on his team in every event for this year so far.
good. You know what that means? As much as I love Gyro and Illusion, they're slacking. and he's performing. So, I mean,
It is nuts, man. He's so good. I think he's got to be way
What's-
higher than this.
Is way higher.
Personally, I think he's way higher.
Way higher. I think
You also, but you
Johnny's in first place now.
no, he's not in first place. He doesn't have
Argue it.
he doesn't have Arsenal on the list. He's not in first place, and you're nowhere near
Yeah,
first
look.
place here. You have extra.
I didn't make a claim to be in first place. I didn't.
Dude, I'm just making sure I shut everybody down
You
before y'all
have
try to
AJ at 18, and you have
That's
Fairy Peak on your
respectable.
list.
Fairy Peak's fine.
Okay, AJ at 18 is not respectable at all.
AJ is definitely fine at 18.
He's an arguable top 5 player in NA right now,
I think he is top 5 NA right now.
and you
I think he
have him
is.
at 18 in the world.
He is not arguable top 5 in NA. Are you serious?
Yeah, I think he is top 5.
Wait. Matter of fact, don't you have Atomic already? ATOMIC.
Atomic's not top 5. Atomic is not
Are
top
you
5.
saying
No,
AJ is
there's
better
no-
than Atomic?
Yes.
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 Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Really? What?
No doubt. AJ's
In
better
the
than
3v3 setting, I'm not talking about doing double flipper sets. 'Cause I know Johnny does take that.
TBates accidentally muted his mic. What? Wait.
You depend on Atomic to be on a specific card for Envy to win. AJ is clearly better than Atomic.
Okay.
Chat, I think I accidentally disconnected from Discord. Sorry.
Instead, like I
didn't
say,
mute
he's just
anyone.
better on the Fennec.
Wow. I feel like everybody's gonna have him so much higher, but we'll see. As for me though, 18. Oh no! I just realized I was so confident that my list was gonna win, but I just realized I've got an 18. Oh no!
Is it AJ?
Oh no! No, it's not that bad. It's not AJ. Oh, I thought I was gonna be able to relish this a little bit longer, but chat is not gonna like this one because at 18, I've got Sipical.
There's no way you just clowned me for this one.
We're falling apart.
No. All your listeners are terrible. There's no way you. No. Everyone has bad things. No, when you see the NA players, because you think Atomic's bad for some reason. When you see the NA players that are above AJ for me, you're gonna understand, and it's respectable. You just put Sipical at 18.
There should be a lot.
And you said all that jargon just came out of your mouth, Johnny. But AJ, he's this good. Arguable, top 5, blah blah blah. And you got Sipical. No wonder he's top 5. Sipical, apparently.
Listen, AJ is definitely better than Sipical right now. That's not even a that's so easy. AJ's definitely better than Sipical right now. No question.
Right now,
You're joking me. He's not better than Sipical.
If SSG, when SSG play against FaZe, AJ's the best player in the field, Sipical's second best player in the field. And then both of Sipical's teammates are third and fourth. That's why SSG win.
Time out. We're going to pause right there. AJ looks like the best player in the field because his teammates aren't as good as Sipical's teammates.
And he's still able to make that. Those series are still competitive, though. Like, FaZe are still competitive. Even though AJ is like...
AJ's great, and Gyro and Illusion are both really good as well.
Are Gyro and Illusion as good as Retals and Arsenal?
No, but it's not like they're that much worse.
I think there's a fair gap there. I think Gyro and Illusion are not on a Retals Arsenal level. That's why AJ's got to be better than Sipical. He's got to be. AJ's nuts though. I think Sipical, he used to be easy top 5 NA. I think those times have changed though. He's not been as consistent recently. I think SSG are questionable team these days. But who knows? I really don't know. SSG, I don't know what to predict for them because they team housed for like one what was it, the winter major? And they just lost everything. I was like, what is going on? Why are they losing in the team house? I thought that's supposed to be a good thing. So I don't know what's going on with that team, but yeah. Yeah, I knew chat wasn't gonna like that one, but you just he ended up at 18. I think the players above. I think there's 17 better players. So what can you do?
That's all right. I might take some heat off of you. I think nobody's going to agree with this one. And that is number 17, Alpha 54. As
I'm okay with that. I'll be honest.
He's had a decent season, major, terrible, but for me, the major thing is what made Alpha 54 so strong on Vitality was how threatening he always was, and he's not looked so threatening at all, and that's, I think, a large part of why the team hasn't got as good a results at all this split.
Yummy's list is somehow it's making a comeback. He's got a long way to go after Archie 24, but he's like on the right track. Few in a row here that are okay.
It's Archie and Taroko just holding them down. There's just so much weight down there. So much weight down there. Like Taroko's a rock, and he really is a rock of it. The list. He should be nowhere near 25. Stop 25. Nowhere near. And then Archie at 24. It's just too heavy down there. It's gonna need some heavy major lifting.
Oh, see, I feel like all of our lists. Chat, just type in chat right now whose list you think is currently winning, just so we can get a.
If I'm not winning this, and
I think it's going to be a
anything
mess.
About Rocket League.
I think
you don't know anything about Rocket League. Chat,
they're all going to disagree.
I'm not winning this. I see purple and green on somebody's list. Whoever has the four purple and green, like that automatically disqualifies you. There's no way there's 4 people of those regions that are in top 25. Somebody else has 3 of them. That's Johnny.
Yeah, they're good players.
I see mostly CJ and TBates. So there you go, TBates. You're second.
CJ,
crazy.
How is CJ getting votes?
When I put Torsos as 19, I saw a wall of L's. But after you guys have absolutely made a meal of your picks, I'm back on top, baby.
How is CJ anywhere in this list, guys? You guys are totally misconstruing and overrating the Sam and OCE regions. I respect him a lot, but there's no way he could be anywhere near the best list when he has 4 of them.
Oh, wait, wait. There's more. There's more coming. I just wonder how high. I just want to know. I want to see how high. In the meantime, roll this. 17.
Oh, goodness gracious. My 17th pick of the 2021 draft is Atomic with the K.
You have the K above the C?
K above the C.
Yeah, of course.
It's backwards in the alphabet, and it's backwards on his list.
It's not backwards. It's not backwards.
It's
Hey, Johnny,
the correct
that's our
order. I like the order. The K, Atomic with a K, greater than Atomic with a C. That's why it's capitalized. He's a big boy.
Oh my goodness.
Clear difference. There's a font difference there, and there's a difference on the field as well. Atomic is
Wow.
EU Atomic is the better Atomic right now. That hasn't always been the case this season. I think right now I agree with Roll Days. We need the OCE guys to chime in here and settle this. You're here as the unbiased NA versus EU discussers.
Who do you think's better, Atomic or Atomic?
Oh yeah, Atomic with a C. But why would you make me say that?
But what made you say that?
I
CJ?
said, why would you make me say that?
Yeah, he's never going to be on his list.
Still going.
Oh. Okay.
Atomic with a C for me. Just purely, I think again that like the queso team is hard for me to sort of look. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're off. I think for Envy, just I know Yumi talks about the consistency factor in the top 25. I think they're just super consistent. And as TBates would say, you know, he's got him 7th greatest team of all time. So we have to sort of respect his wise opinion and put Atomic with a C above Atomic with a K.
That's right.
Now, for me, number 17, I'm seriously struggling with this because I've got a little theme going here. I've got a little theme in my picks. So I actually want to put a player here, but I can't because of my theme. Now, at number 17, it's actually not that. Should I let you? I'll let you know my theme at the end when I'm justifying my pick.
Okay.
So at number 17 on my list, I think I'm going to have to put Alpha 54. I think Yumi put him 17. I couldn't really put him higher given my theme. I think that he could be easily a top 10 player in the world. I think he was a top 10 player. He was probably nearly a top 5 player in the world at one stage when Vitality were absolutely dominating. This guy is incredible.
For sure.
I think that if Alpha wasn't on Vitality, it's a bit of a Ronicky situation. I think they absolutely need him because they seem just way less. They're not threatening at all anymore without Alpha creating solo plays, creating room for his teammates. Because Fairy Peaks dropped off a bit. K-Dup doesn't quite have the striking that he used to. I don't know if he doesn't have the striking used to. I just think that striking isn't perhaps, it's a different sort of thing now, striking. You know, you have to be better at, you know, your flip resets, your double taps, rather than just put the ball top corner. Yeah, they're creating. So I think as defending's got better, it's made K-Dup less effective in the offensive half. Which is probably why Vitality aren't as dominant as they used to be. But Alpha, he's keeping them up there because of his strength. So I have to put him there. I can only put him higher because I don't know about Vitality, and he's probably dropped off a little bit Alpha in his own performance, but he's still a great player. So 17.
I'm gonna skip in line here just because has this ever happened before? We've got a triple. I also have Alpha at 17. Yes, Yummy and CJ.
I was gonna be solo.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Alpha 54, 17. T-Bates, can we get the 4 in a row? Can we connect 4?
No. I'm not going there. The player I'm going to say is a player that you don't even have on your list, or one of y'all don't have on your list, is Arsenal. One of the most influential players in the game right now. He might not fill up the stat sheet, and that's just because the game doesn't cater to him, cater to what he does. But his impact is felt. It is very much so felt. I believe in the draft show match, whoever is playing Johnny, it was your team versus somebody.
Yeah, I picked him.
And y'all saw how really good Arsenal was.
Yeah, but he was second round. I didn't pick him first round. I picked him second round. And I was 7th pick, I believe, in the draft.
I know,
picked him
and I'm saying
round.
like he could have went first round though. People sleep on him because he doesn't do at the end of the scorecard he's at the bottom or something like that. He's the reason Reynolds and Sib have so much space to work. Like his ball control, his pressure, his impact is very much so. He's the first player ever to reach 2,500 in ranked. I don't understand how that's not like factored in everything. It's just he's too great not to be in the top 25.
Well, I had him like,
and he's definitely better than AJ Rockley.
I had him right behind Beast Mode. He's definitely not better than AJ. No way. But like,
I
agree with you, but he's not better than AJ.
Has AJ ever been 2,500?
I don't think that's a factor. I don't think that matters.
2,500.
TBates.
2,500 in what? In what game mode? In what game mode? In what game mode? Oh, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about twos? What are we talking about, T-Base? I think you lost track of what we're supposed to be talking about.
Oh, so twos doesn't matter now.
Donnie, what are we here for?
We are here for threes. That is true. It is true.
So whose team is higher?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, who has better teammates?
I'm telling you that difference is. I mean, you have Typical, but Slater's great too. But Gyro and Lucian are no scrubs. They're not scrubs.
Yeah, they're good, but I mean, you run out of spots pretty quick. Top 25 does not leave a lot of wiggle room, and for me, that's why Arsenal was honorable mention. He just didn't squeeze in because I only had space for one Space Station player. It's like I can't not put Beast Mode in here. I got no Shopify representation. Got to put Beast Mode in. But yeah, Arsenal for me was pretty close. I don't even think there's a big difference too much between 17 and 26, if we'll call that the honorable mention range, because it's all like, for me, it's pretty close in skill. It's only the top end where I think it's a clear difference. Yeah. For me, at least.
That's fair.
They are close, I will say. Like all the way up to, I'm gonna say honorable mentions all the way up to like 15. I think is very close for me.
As a note, I think because CJ's making it up on the fly, he should go first this round.
Yeah, that's a good idea. CJ, 16. What you got?
All right, so I'm struggling here because I want to put a player around here, but also I have two players that I can't split, so I have to put them together. It's just about where I put these players. I'm just looking up my list now.
Which two players do you guys think it is that he can't separate? Who is it?
It's pretty obvious. It's not that obvious. All right, so the two players I can't separate. I think I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put them here. At 16 on my list, could be controversial. I'm putting Chicago.
Yes.
Which might give away my 15th pick. I think that he's the very close. I think that the fact that these two have stuck together, I think that they have, yes, definitely carried Rizzo in the fact that Rizzo has wanted to leave the game for a while. They've been phenomenal. They picked up Dizz. They were phenomenal with him as well. They don't have the results, unfortunately. They've done very well considering how, they've got the new roster and stuff. I think if they had have made a roster change earlier, they developed with Dizz a bit more, they could have been higher. But I can't really fit them higher in based on, I think that give them more time. Again, give JNAPS and Chicago, whether they stick with Dizz or they pick someone else up, give them more time. I think that these two could like be moving up.
Your 15th is JNAPS?
Are we revealing? I mean, you kind of revealed it, so we have to just go for it, don't we?
Yeah, you can put JNAPS is 15 because they're very hard to separate. Like sometimes one pops off, sometimes the other pops off. I think JNAP's probably more consistent. Chicago has the ability to just be incredible. Like Chicago can be a top 10 player in the world. I think JNAP's is always like super consistent, super solid. So it's close. Mm-hmm. But I'll put JNAP's above him.
I like it. I like that a lot. I'll be honest. I think it's a couple of great picks. CJ's list is on the road to recovery as well. So well done, CJ.
There's no recovery with JNAP's that low, but we'll just keep going.
Not even your boy Reed. You're saying JNAPS? I think Reed that low. I think CJ's right in one aspect that they go hand in hand. JNAPS and Chicago definitely do go hand in hand.
They do.
But
they do.
Yeah. They are low to me on his list, but.
All right, so let's go to Rolda's 16.
My 16 might be a little bit controversial as well. I I got Ahmed.
What are you trying? You're just trying to say Ahmad.
I got Ahmed at
Ahmad.
16,
Okay.
16, yeah.
That's respectable. About time you had a good pick.
Oh my goodness. What are you talking about?
Do you have a reason you have him 16 though? What's the reason? What's the rationale behind that?
He's the best player than me. And I don't know what their skill is compared to the rest of the world until there's a LAN. So
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, there you go.
Yep.
That's great. Great stuff. I like that.
Yeah. So there's some W's, some L's. I also had 16 Ahmad, and very similar reasons. He's above
really?
Alpha 54 because he's been on form, but below the people above because they've proven performance once you get to everyone above.
Okay.
Okay. All right, TBates. We're at 16 still.
16. I got my boy Nolly or Noli, however he wants his name to be pronounced. He's the best player in the guild. He's consistent in every single aspect in every single facet of the game. I love his approach. I love the way he talks smack and he backs it up usually. And without him, guild would not be as great as they are right now. Even though I did like how Yumi gave Devo a shout and how Devo's like style definitely helps them, but Noli is he's the glue and it all goes through him. So
I like
he's
that.
my 16.
I like Nolly 16. I think that's fair. Fair from me. My 16 is Atomic with a K. So did somebody else have this? No, but Roldes had him 17. So yeah, pretty close. I think. Oh yeah, TBS had him 19.
He's in a range
19.
for all of us between 17 and
Yummy at
19.
19.
Can I say when
CJ
somebody
doesn't have
DM
one of
me?
those.
Never mind.
What did he say?
No, somebody DM me something, but I can't. I'm not gonna say it. I shouldn't even mention it.
Why would you say it? Oh, guys, I just got a DM. Nah, I can't tell you
Oh,
what
so
it is.
funny.
Sorry, can't. No, it's really funny, but I'm not gonna tell you. Was it just not safe for stream or something?
I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. When I said Nolly AJ DM to me. He said, you put Nolly over me. I can hear it in his voice. I can hear it in his voice.
That's true, actually. You did put Nolly over AJ. Whoa. Arsenal over AJ as well. Whoa.
I think you're just ruining your list, TBates. It's crazy. The more picks we go up, you're just ruining them. I might have ruined mine at 24, but I mean, it's
My list is fine.
Is it fine?
We're talking threes. They're all great. They're all top 25 players. They're literally top 18. Like what? If we're talking individual mechanics, AJ's what 2? So I mean, maybe even 1. Like I think we all know that.
Oh, no, that is definitely. I'm glad you exposed AJ and started the Nolly AJ beef. I'm looking forward to see where that develops. But in the short term, roll is 15.
15 is somebody who's on this list not too long ago. Got placed down by the other North American in here, and that is Arsenal. I think Arsenal is overlooked by many. He does a lot.
Look at Raw's list. He's getting better.
He creates so much space for SSG. It's unbelievable. Johnny, you picked him in the second round, and we watched over that same gameplay.
Yep.
And I think he was the main reason your team beat the other pickup roster. Arsenal just does tremendous things around the field, and it's just overlooked.
What was I? Wasn't I 7th pick? Where there were 10 GMs, right?
Yeah.
And I was 7th pick, so coming back around, that's 14th pick in the draft.
14th,
I thought that was a
And he
steal because I
overlooked.
expected him to go at around 11, 12, or maybe 10, 11, 12 area at the end of round 1. Yeah, well, a lot of people didn't pick him, and that's why I grabbed him. I thought it was a steal at 14, but 14th best NA can't make a top 25 world list. So I actually have him higher than 14th best NA. I think for me he's like number 11 right now. So he just missed out. But wow, I'm really curious. I feel like you guys must have forgotten some NA players, especially Roland. What is going on with Roland's list here? What is happening? Like, where are all the red names? They're just not there.
They're not there. Okay, he has them all stacked up. Look at all the blue he has. Look at all the blue he has. He has extra 24.
Oh, true. He does have extra 24. That's freed up a spot. That's freed up a spot.
Black to red.
That kind of ruins my whole list. I don't care.
The red is coming.
All right, Yummy.
It's
15.
on its way.
So I wish I was going first now because it looks like I'm copying homework, but I have Arsenal as well, number 15, which was really sad for me because I felt like during the full split, he was the number one player in NA. So for me, at least, but he hasn't been anywhere near that potent since.
Yeah, fall split a long time ago. A lot of rosters were different. Hard to. TBates loves the fall split. I can't really look too much into it.
I love all splits. I just love all season. I like taking it all into account. I don't just like looking at the last two events.
It is
like,
a year long, so
like I like looking at everything. No,
T-Bits.
they all matter.
TBates, who you got at 15?
Who do I have at 15?
Yes.
Okay. I have my boy Ahmed. Now, before people get on me about having him too low, there's a reason. There's a rationale for this. My criteria was, and once again, it's not his fault because I genuinely believe that if they could play, I'd have him at top 5. But they just can't play, and I gotta give the respect, the props to the top 14. They've all been performing all CS season, so I gotta give it to them. But skill wise, like just pure individual skill, and you like what you would think he can do, like just random, you just throw him in there. They can argue he's top 5 like overall player, but until they can actually compete against a team, I couldn't justify having a player who hasn't played like in the RLCS setting against like in RLCS. I couldn't have him above any people at 14 in the 3v3s. That is, if this was raw talent, then I would have him higher.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see who you got above him. So that's going to be interesting. But in the meantime, my 15 is, I think, going to be totally fine. Chat, the big W in chat for Nolly at 15. Who had him way off here? Actually, nobody. I think we all had him. No,
CJ doesn't have him on his
CJ
list.
doesn't have Nolly. Maybe he's going to make an appearance, but
Yeah,
I
he
think,
said
no, he said no guild players.
he said no guild players.
A really good team. I just couldn't. No.
Oh, that's true. But yeah, chat's asking Nolly over Sip. Yeah, I've got Nolly, Atomic Alpha all over Sip because I think Guild are like they're stonks right now, and SSG not so much. So Guild are on the way up. They've beaten BDS 2 times in a row. One in the second last event. I think that they might actually have the best shot out of any team to beat BDS for the championships. They're on an upward trend, and I think Nolly's their best player. Yeah, on his day, oh my goodness, Nolly can just... When he pops off, it's unbelievable. He's got the creativity, he's got the finesse, and he's got the mechanics. So I think, pretty close. All these players pretty close. Probably like especially the Sipical through Nolly range. That was all interchangeable. Yeah, Guild's
too low.
Guild's climate. Guild are...
I agree.
Invest in Guild. Invest in Guild.
They ain't climbing that much.
I know Greg can put a question mark on it. I'm sorry, Greg. I watch you guys beat BDS. I watch you win. I just think it's a credit to you as a coach, Greg. And you guys are a great team. Guild are a great team. I just can't put my finger on it. So I couldn't put anyone. They're close though. I think Tho's a great player as well. So, and you got a great team. Got a great team on Guild. No individual players stand out to me. It's the same with Atomic with a K for Queso. Like he's the best player in the team, but I think they're a good team. When they're good, they're a bit inconsistent. But yeah, anyway.
Also, what's your next pick, CJ?
Okay,
CJ,
at
we're
number
back.
14. Are we going back? All right.
Yeah, you're back.
So,
you're back.
again, I need to justify this Janus Chicago. A lot of people saying you have to put them lower. I think because they're so close, I couldn't put them any... I don't want to say higher. Does that mean like closer to 1 or lower?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, higher is closer to 1.
Yeah, I couldn't put them higher just because they're so close that it'd be hard for me to put like, although G2 like recently obviously with Drizz had a great result, it's G2. I couldn't quite just put them together that high. So I'm happy with that pick. At 14 on the list, it's got to create controversy. This guy is the best player in the region. It is going to be Amphis at 14. I would love to put this guy higher. I think if this guy is in another region, he could be higher. I know that Yummy says that Torsos is the best player in the region, but because Amphis is inconsistent. When this guy is popping off, like he is the difference on that team. He's an absolute freak. I think if you guys watch OCE, you'd realize that he's a freak, but clearly we all just EU watchers over here. This guy is an absolute superstar. Honestly, he's on a level of an Astral and Archie. I think that if he can prove himself on a land, I think that the best thing about this guy, although as Yumi said, he popped off in the major, this guy just for some reason just doesn't care. He doesn't get nervous. So I think if we get him on a land, he'd be a freak because, I don't know, he's just got some young, just doesn't care about life or something because he just plays like he's in free play. No matter the situation, whether it's a major or not, he pops off, he hits everything. He's a freak. Honestly, he's a freak. And I've seen a lot of players. He would be, I think that he's the best player to come out of OCE since Drip. And Drip would have been pretty high on this list.
See, I when I look at this list and I like start stacking people up to NA and EU, you say like he's an Astral, he's a whatever. Those kind of performers in NA and EU who are performing at the top and are having like incredible individual performances are doing it every single series repeatedly over and over again. That's why I couldn't put Amphis amongst them. He's more
disagree.
A beast mode or something like that. I think there's so many players like that in NA and EU. You have to argue that Amphis can put on consistent performance. I think if he was in NA or EU, he would stand out because he'd have that extra practice. But at the moment, who's he got to practice? Cringe Society, they can barely stay together. Your team can barely even make it into a championships or rarely even do, choke on the weekends. Who do they have to practice against?
I think he's a freak. I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were doing top teams of all time. This guy is a freak. And I think you talk about Astral. I think a lot of the mechanical players in the world are inconsistent. They're not always. You're not seeing Astral always hit clips. He has a lot of quiet series as well. But I put him in that realm. I think he's a freak. I think he pop off on his day. I think he's clearly the difference for Ground Zero that does put them to the next level when he's on. As you said, otherwise they're just a really good team. But they're definitely beatable without Amphis popping off. But when he's popping off, he's a freak. So I think in terms of best players right now, coming off that major where he was unbelievable, he's got to be the best player for me. But yeah, as you said,
just looked at the major, 100%.
Watch him. He's playing championships next week. If you do, all the people saying who's Amphis in chat, you should watch the OCE championships next week. You'll find out because I agree, he's the best player in the region.
He's just going to win because they have no competition. So he's going to
TBates and Rollis, what do you think of Amphis over JNAP's Chicago? Any thoughts?
I already don't understand how any of y'all are justified having any pink and green on this list. I don't get it. I don't see it. No, I can't see it. It's like if you want to have one pink green at 25 just to like be nice, sure. But like just having as many as y'all do, it's just so disrespectful to the other regions. They're just too deep. They're too deep. So and like the way I think it is. So you're saying that? Let me look at your list real fast, CJ. You're saying that if you put JNAPS into OCE, he would be worse than Amphis, which is mind blowing to me. How do you get through that? Chicago, right, Alpha 54, Turbo, no, you can't say that JNAPS is going to be worse than Amphis and OCE.
JNAPS and Chicago are very close. I have to put them together. All right, I couldn't put them higher because then I would have to put them both
above
towards
Amphis.
The top 10. Both towards the top 10. I couldn't put Amphis higher because I've got a gap of 5 between each teammate, at least.
Oh, you revealed the thing. What?
Thank you.
Why?
This pattern is nonsensical and makes no sense.
I will not have. I basically, when I say gap of 5, I've got groups. I've got 1 to 5, 6 to 10. You'll see. Anyway, so which is why I've got 15 and 16 because we've got 11 to 15, 16 to 20. So I'd have Jam Chicago. I could have put them higher because then they'd be in the same 1 to 5 stack.
Oh
now,
my! You're cheating your own rule though. You're cheating your own rule. You're like, oh, Chicago's in the 16 to 20 and JNAPS is in the 11 to 15. Therefore, they can be together.
100%.
That doesn't make any sense at all. CJ,
that's
you broke your rule.
That's as close as I could get them while being in the gap. I've got brackets. All right. So they're in the bracket.
I see what you mean. They'd have to be 10 and 11. Apart from this, I don't know why have you put this rule on yourself. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you do this?
When I was, I won't give it away. I'll give it away. I'll talk about it later on as we go higher up. Anyway,
okay.
I just think they're very close together, Jam Chicago. I'm not saying just think that in terms of the team, I have to put them together. Amphis for me is a step above Torse. They're not as really close compared to Jams to Chicago. So that's why I've got a gap between those two. But yeah, I just think in terms of what they do for the team, I've just got Amphis high. I don't think Janips is winning. Janips isn't winning matches like Janips for Chicago doing an even load compared to I think Amphis is winning majors. That's all.
Majors. Yeah.
I'm not saying that OCE is a better region. I'm saying that from what I've seen and from what I've played with, I rate Amphis a lot. I think I could put him higher, to be honest. If there was a Worlds where you guys might be able to put him higher.
Yeah, if there was a Worlds and he could prove himself, he could be higher, true. But right now we can't prove that. The way I see it is the only two exceptions I have on this list are Amin and O'Khaled. Okay, there's that great. Otherwise, I wouldn't put him on the list because you can't approximate what they would do. You can assume, but like they're just so naturally skilled and talented that they made it. But the pink and the green, like those two regions, the way I look at this, I'm just like, if I put any of these players on here, is there somebody from NAEU that I could take and swap them with that player and have that player play in OCE or SAM? What would they do? And when I do that, I can't justify having any pink or green on this list until they can play against NA and EU again, and like a lot of settings, so I can see it. So like it's not like their fault. It's not like ME's fault that they can't play against the guys, but like just having them on there.
Kyle would be just fine. Kyle TG1, you would be totally fine. The great one, he would more than hang. He'd be well above average. Top tier mechanics.
This is some NA bias over
Easy.
here. TBates, I beat you in ranked on 200 ping. If you knew what it was like on 200 ping, if you knew what it was like, all right, there's some NA bias coming on.
Lord have mercy. Are we bringing up Brand beating me in ranked? First off.
Hey, you used ranked earlier.
Time out. I brought up 2,500 ranked. I brought up 2,500, not me playing at some 1980, laughing on stream, having a good time. I'm like, I'm playing CJ. Time to go for clips. And like, don't bring that up. Don't bring that. And you can go to my bot, and I sat up after that.
200 ping? 200 ping? You seen what the ball moves on 200 ping? That's an unbelievable amount of ping.
Time out. What happened next? CJ, I always said to me, what happened the next game? I sat up and I said, hold on, let me handle business.
Yeah, CJ probably couldn't see because he's wiping away the tears from laughing so much. He can't even see his monitor anymore after beating game one.
Honestly, I think you guys nearly forfeited that game. Anyway, look, I think you're doing an injustice to at least the top players in these regions to say that to not be able to at least put some of them in here. I think that. For me, I've got 2 SAM players, got 3 OC. I think that Ground Zero are definitely a better team for me than the top SAM teams. So I'll put them in there. But I have a lot of respect.
So are Ground Zero better than G2?
Probably on LAN, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now.
So, yeah.
Which one? Drizz, Rizzo? Doesn't matter.
Drizz, he's never even played like. Yes, definitely, 100%. Thank you for asking that question. That's an easy answer.
Ground Zero is better than G2.
Well, it wouldn't be like they'd win every time.
Ground Zero team didn't even qualify in the first IWO qual. I just want to point that out. By the way, you're a great team.
Where's Envy in IWO? IWO is such a joke. It's like best of 3. It's like 20-hour qualifier. What is going on with IWO?
If they're that great, they shouldn't be losing. Who they lose to? Banana Head? Whoever the heck Banana Head is. Like,
CJ also lost to him in the semi-finals.
If you're losing to a dude called Banana Head, I can't put any respect on your name.
Listen, BDS losing in random tournaments as well, but when it matters, they'll step up. When it matters, they'll be practicing.
IWO's not random, though.
It's on the same like.
It's a pretty important tournament.
Yeah, based on the results I'm seeing, it's pretty random. I mean, a lot of it's all pickup teams and
look at the French teams that qualified over like Monkey Moon's team and stuff. I know Vitality just qualified, but it doesn't. It's if there was a LAN, it would matter, but I think it's just an online regional. I don't know how.
I am not using IWO to rank players and teams at all. Well, not right now. Maybe in the like finals, a regional final, but right now, best of 3, double elim, 20-hour qualifier. I'm not looking at that to rank players. Random seeds, pickup teams. Like what on earth's going on? I have no clue. Like that, don't care about IWO quals to rank players. It's interesting. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I like the tournament. Not like relevant in this conversation though for me. But we have been in a long time on Amphis 14, so we need to let's move along. World is 14. Please don't say Amphis, or we might be here for another 30 minutes.
That's sad because my 14th is Amphit. No, I'm kidding.
There's no way.
My 14th is going to have to be Astral. I'm putting Astral 14.
What? Astral.
Putting Astral 14.
You're actually just gonna have all
Astral.
red and A. Even I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to match it.
What?
That's low.
Astral
That's low.
14.
That's disrespectful.
Astral
That's-
14.
Picked up 2 little kids and took them a second place in EU.
How's Astral low? I think his mental is what kills him.
What's wrong with his mental? That's such an overrated thing. No, nothing's wrong with Astral's mental. The entire all the French players love playing with Astral. Like, they all play with him. They all want to team with the guy. Like, this is like such, I don't know where this, well, I know where it came from. It's that one Dignitas video where obviously the team had massive internal issues. They didn't like playing with each other, and Astral came off bad in one video. But that's just then that team. Now, from what I know of Astral playing in other teams, no problems. Like, Astral's fine. I don't know. Ask Pharaoh and Chaussette. They probably know. But as far as I've heard, there's no issues with Astral's mental in competitive these days. Yumi, you know Pharaoh Chaussette pretty well. Have you got any insight on Astral?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of internal issues on Dignitas. That's basically what I could give you, because I was there for the early stages of Astral on that team. They were great together. I think once he has 2 people he really likes working with, it is great.
Yeah, they're just like friends.
And they
They're
also
good vibes.
built the team around him because they really respect him at the same time.
Astral 14, that's crazy. Astral 14 X, it's still an extra 24. Are you just gonna get the number 4 wrong as well? Is it all the 4s? You just don't like ranking anything with a 4, right?
Yeah.
What is going on? Yeah, see,
Well,
Monkeyman's got it right. Extra 24, Astral 14, Jesse F from Monkeyman in chat. That's all I've got to say.
At least I don't have a chance of copying the homework.
I bet it's
quote,
Monkey Moon
unquote, when
4.
it
I
comes
bet
to
it
this
is.
time.
Conspiracy theory. Roll this messed up the 4s on purpose. It's going to be Monkey Moon 4. Watch. Predictions. Before we get there, though, Yummy, 14. So we need to speed run
My
a few of these.
14, and this is actually somewhere where I really, really agree with CJ. It is going to be Chicago.
Okay, I like it.
Him and Jane Apps making a very, very dynamic duo right now. And they're having really good
Disrespecting
results.
Reed. He's
considering-
too great. Way too good. Way too good. Way too nice. Okay,
Right.
it's fine. It's fair though. It's okay.
It's got to be pretty close. It's got to be pretty close to where you got him. I'm curious. So, TBates, 14.
No, 14?
Yes.
Alpha 54 is at my 14 spot. He is ridiculously good. And when we're getting to the range where I believe the only reason Vitality is as relevant, you said spoiler, K-Dop's not on this list because I might just said Alpha. But you said K-Dop was the one who looked better. You said Fairy was out of form, and I mean, I guess you sit in the game, so maybe you could tell a little bit better than me. But from what I watch, K-Dop's main ability is his striking, as somebody attributed to earlier, and his creativity on that is just what really leads to striking nowadays, unless you're J-Naps per se, and K-Dop's not J-Naps. So I think the team is held back a little bit by the fact K-Dop isn't shooting as well, and Fairy looks a little bit off, but I think Fairy's fine. And the reason they're relevant still is because Alpha. Alpha, he just fills every single bucket of the list. And if he ever played the game more, I just feel like he'd be even higher. But he just seems like he's just naturally great. And I don't know. He's like Mist in a way, but not as good.
I'm looking I'm looking at the list. I see Alpha around about that range. I've got him 17, and so does CJ and Yummy. I'm not seeing him in Roll Dizz list. We've got a lot of blue names there.
Oh no,
Alpha.
he's coming soon. Gotta be.
We'll
He's
come
gotta
back.
be coming soon.
We'll come
He's
back
got
to
a lot
that.
of blue coming up.
We'll come back to that in a bit. But first, I've got to break hearts and trigger many people because number 14.
18.
I agree with just to double check with Yummy. Yes, Chicago 14 for me. So wait, was that 2 picks we've shared, Yummy? Great picks there, my friend. Alpha
Maybe you
and
should get
Chicago.
Johnny to go first this time, Yummy.
What?
I'm happy to go first. I've got mine pre-written. Happy to go first
Yeah.
on the next one. But I've got Chicago 14. And I will go first. I'll go ahead and do it now because I agree with CJ. You got to keep them together. JNAP's 13. You got to keep them together. That was always planned. So Chicago, JNAP's. The order does matter, though. The order does matter. I think JNAP's just edges Chicago for me.
I'm going to jump in and also say that JNAP's is my number 13.
Yes. The JNAP's Chicago synergy.
I think he's just like that much better at setting it up. I think Chicago finish it. I think they're just a great duo.
Oh, yeah. Phenomenal.
They are a great duo.
Phenomenal. I mean, they're the 5th best team in NA on paper. And we have, I think if you're the 5th best team in NA and 2 players in the top 14 world list, that's very, very high to have 2 players. Like 2 top 14s in your top 5 NA. Like, that's extremely high for me. I don't know why. I think the CJs is pretty fair as well, 15, 16. I don't think that's low at all if you're putting 2 players from one team in a list like this. I think it's high. So I can't wait to hear how high both TBates and World. I mean, how are you going to fit all the North American players in here? There's like all of, like, I imagine you're putting like NRG players in there, Spinmore, probably Sypicals in there, both JNAP Chicago. What is happening? Is this just all red? Why? We have to find out. But anyway, let's go Roll Dizz for this one. 13. Let's switch it up.
Oh my goodness. I'm on the spot again. All right. For my 13th, I got Alpha. 54.
Yep, told you it was coming.
Okay.
Told you it was coming. I knew he had to be either
At
the
least
next
it's
pick or the pick
close.
after. Alpha wasn't going to be too much further. I knew it.
Looking very blue right now.
It's very blue.
His top 10's all red. It's all red.
So who's left for me? You, Monkey Moon
Monkey Moon and Mark.
and Mark, and that's it.
Wait, did he say Archie? He might have Archie.
No,
There's only 3
Archie.
guys left.
Oh, Archie,
That's
3.
That's if he has Archie. He might have Itachi maybe if he really loves him, but I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he's almost done. I think he's almost done.
So I'm predicting Roll Dizz has 12 Archie, or no, maybe 12 Mark, 11 Archie, and then Monkey Moon at like 4 or something silly. Like this is gonna be. I think Roll Dizz L.
I like that. I like that.
Roll Dizz putting the L in
I think
list.
He has Mark. I think he has Mark high, and I think Archie's not gonna crack the top 10. But I think he has Mark high. I think.
I'm baffled. TBates, give us some red, please. It has to be. What is it at 13? 13.
Some red. Hold on, let me check my list real fast. This is not red. This looks blue to me. This looks blue to me. And what is this? 13?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in a good spot. I got my boy Extra. Extra at 13.
What?
Respectable. Yes.
Better than 24, but disrespectful.
Disrespectful?
Facts. Disrespectful.
That means I have all 3 BS players top 13. Is that disrespectful? What, they're supposed to be all top 5? This is not possible.
No, it's not disrespectful to BDS. Not disrespectful to BDS. It's very good if all 3 are top 13. But I think Extra is much higher than 13, personally.
I mean that's fair. A lot of people think Extra. I love. Spoiler: Mark Bates on this list somewhere. I love Mark Bates' game. I think, and Extra's great too. And he actually moved up a lot for me over the season. I actually didn't believe he was that good, but his consistency and the way he fills in is just amazing. But
you guys don't think who is it? You guys, or I can't remember who thinks Extra isn't mechanical. I heard that from someone. I don't know.
You said he's not as mechanical as Arsenal, which is baffling.
No, I say Extra is more. I think we had this conversation. I said Extra is more mechanical.
He's more mechanical. Yeah. Which is baffling to me.
No,
I don't get that.
Extra is definitely more mechanical than Arsenal.
Mechanical.
He's super
He's just
mechanical.
not as mechanical as Arsenal.
Extra's mechanics are ridiculous. He's very, very, very mechanical.
Exactly, and you're sleeping on T-Shop. Then again, I guess that explains why T-Shop's not in your top 25. It's so good.
Arsenal's more of like he's an IQ player. I think he's like the smartest player.
I feel like Extra's more of an IQ player.
Well, he's that. No, I think Arsenal's smarter than Extra, but Extra is better mechanically than Arsenal, personally. I think Extra doesn't really pull out the mechanics that often though, because BDS are just like scoring so easily. They don't even have to try. It's like back in the day when people thought FairJame didn't have mechanics because he's just like scoring ground shots all the time on people. But if he needed to, he could pull out the mechanics. These guys are
Extra,
really
even
good.
when he was with Gray and whatnot, he was so hard to play against. Like he would drag teams to victories, and now he's considered the bottom player of that team mechanically, but he is still so good mechanically.
Oh, I agree with that. I'm just saying Arsenal. I need Arsenal. I need Tisha. Start busting out the Arsenal. Yeah, I need you to start using the Arsenal in game because people don't know how good you are, brother. Arsenal has a move called the Arsenal.
Arsenal's great. Arsenal's like the IQ. He does so much with so little.
Oh my goodness.
He does so much with so little. He doesn't. He makes it very easy to play with. But like in this kind of situation, top 25s. Like he does need a team around him. I don't think Arsenal can just like hard carry like Astral or one of these players who's just popping off. First Killer, for example. I don't think Arsenal can do that. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
You think Extra can do that?
I think Extra could do that to a higher level than Arsenal. Extra's mechanics are very like I think people don't realize how good they are because they didn't see him like in RLRS, where his mechanics were already like unreal. Like he's had sick mechanics for a long time, but he can because he was kind of in the shadows. He kind of came out of nowhere, I suppose, for a lot of the more casual viewers. But he's been around. He's been around. He's mechanical.
I mean, yeah, it's good.
Keep an eye in the future. I'm sure he'll whip him.
I'm about to start watching him intensely.
Yeah, get on the Extra cam. There's some players that are really fun.
Judge every single thing he does.
There's some players who are really fun to hop on first person POV with and watch an entire game or series just from their perspective. Like for one of two reasons. Either because they're just so smart and you can see, oh, this guy's he just knows where to be, and also because like those fluid, just mechanical gods, it's just so fun to watch them because they get everything right, all the recoveries and it's all just so clean, and that's like Extra for me. He's really fun to watch. Get on the Extra POV. It's a good time. But Arsenal as well. I love watching Arsenal play, especially on first person POV because he's just always in the right place, making big brain plays. He's literally not even moving and he's out playing people, but like your mechanics isn't not moving.
That is true.
He's famous for not moving.
He does do that.
You can't tell me that's mechanical.
He's
not even.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't bust out the mechanics. I guess I can see it. His mechanics are A1, but that is true. When you watch T-Shot's game, at least in threes on the RLC, it's big brain a lot. Like there's a lot of big brain.
Is he the smartest player in NA? Is he? It's either. I think it's him or Turbo. Two smartest players. Arsenal Turbo.
Sips up there, and then Mist.
Mist, really?
Mist is really smart. Mist is really smart. Probably like that'd be like the top 5-ish. You got Chicago's up there too. But in terms of like just like pure outplaying you, just mentally like 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, it's probably them 5 in whatever order you want.
Okay.
But yeah.
Interesting. Right, well, let's move on here with CJ's 13. Round out the 13 rank. CJ, please.
Yeah, so number 13, I've got Arsenal.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
I'm actually
he's gone pretty high up this list purely for I had to put a few other people in there like James and Chicago together. I think that he is very high up this list for me. I think that at times though he has been the best player on Space Station. Before that, Civica was clearly the best player. He could be as low as probably as low as 18, 19. So like he's gone very high, but I think there's a lot of sort of players that are around that mark. But I think he's a very good player. I think that Johnny, you've criminally underrated him by not putting him in top 25.
He's my honorable mention. He's my honorable mention. I wanted to put him in. I just ran out of spots. I ran out. I should have said top 30.
Yanks in there. Yeah, Yanks.
Yanks is unbelievable. Yanks is the truth. Yanks is really, really insane. And he does a lot of stuff that I don't think a lot of players on this screen right now can't do. Like when I watch him play, I can't believe what I'm seeing. He's insane. But Arsenal's really good. He's a very good player. And I think I'll be honest, I didn't look into fall split at all for this, but if I did, Arsenal was one of the best, if not the best in NA in the fall split. Mm-hmm. But it is so long ago that I didn't really consider it because it is a different game. The meta has changed. Everybody's figured out how to play totally differently since then. But yeah, for looking at RLCS as X season, not just current, whole season, yeah, Arsenal definitely one of the best in NA in the fall, for sure. Oh wait, we need a 12 here. Who wants to start off 12? Who hasn't done one?
I haven't gone in a while.
All right.
I haven't gone first in a while.
TBates, go for it.
All right, I got Atomic. My boy in Fennec. There's some red.
Okay.
There's
Me
some.
down
There's
as well.
And me.
Oh,
What?
well,
You're
there we
all
go.
Atomic with a C?
Yeah.
Top 12.
Is this Envy like bad or something? No, have you said Turbo? Let
No,
me
I
see
have
here.
not.
So Turbo must be in there.
You said
for
Atomic,
because
though.
I'm like, because it's just like, like I knew Mist isn't gonna be like your top like 5. It might be maybe for you, but like, it's just disrespectful on Atomic with the C. He's just so talented in every aspect, every facet, and like I gassed the Fennec because his game on the Fennec is nearly like unstoppable, but like his Octane game is still cold too. So I mean,
He's such a game winner. I mean, that was basically where I put it. He's a game winner. He hasn't consistently been a game winner, but you don't need it when you have Mist. So
yeah, and he's a changer too. Like when he's on, they look unstoppable, and like that's his peak. But his floor is still like 12. That's his floor. Maybe if you're like on a really bad day, he might move down like 18. But he's just too great.
Interesting. Atomic 12. Wait, roll this. Who's your 12? You've already had Atomic in there somewhere at 21. Who's 12?
Well,
Be blue.
I'm
Be
12.
blue.
Oh, it's blue, all right.
is it blue? You think it's blue?
Yeah, you're gonna change it on the fly, but it really was blue. Until you look at it.
I think it's about to become all red from here.
Oh, it's gonna be red for his
Red?
top 10.
No, he's got a couple of blues in
He's
there.
got like 2 more blues.
I think 3 more blues. 3 more blues.
Yeah, 3
You guys
blues.
guessing how many blues I have yet?
Yes.
I mean, there's only be so many names you have in there unless you're just going
You have more
back to
blues
blasting
already
it.
than anyone else.
I do. He does have
so,
extra
yeah.
at 24 though, so there's a good chance he has like Itachi up here. Since extra so low.
You think I have Tachi?
Nah, no way
He-
Itachi's in there. No
He
way.
didn't have a chronic though.
Chronic was my honorable mention just because it was his first season. So, I mean, he is on form, so it was kind of probably a bad placement. Anyways, my number 12. Goodness, there's just way too many quality players that I have to put Captain America at number 12.
Wait, what?
He put Garrett G at
What?
12.
Holy.
Just no, I love AJ.
12.
See, you make it. See, I was waiting for you to mess up because you were just on me about AJ. I literally love AJ's game, and like I say, mechanically speaking, AJ is probably like 2. You can argue for 1, best in the world, but like. It's just talking about 3v3. So, like, let's work with me. So, how the heck are you going to reason and put Ration behind Garrett G being that low? And AJ being above him? And who else you got to have above him? A lot of people. Go ahead. Explain how you have the captain at 12.
You have Turbo at 20.
Are you comparing
Wait,
Garrett? Are you trying to No, there's no way you're equating Turbo and Garrett skill wise.
Turbo is a 4-time for a reason.
Because he played on really, really, really great teams.
He played on really great teams. Are you telling
And
me
also-
Garrett did not dominate a region his whole career and hasn't had 4 rings?
Weak
Are you
region.
telling me Garrett has not
Region
dominated
difference.
a region for the whole
Time
time?
out.
And he's dominated the region, and he doesn't
Yeah.
have 4 rings.
Yeah, region difference though. So
The EU was better at the time. K-Dop was
And
arguably
Turbo won.
because he had a better team.
But, what are you saying? Turbo was on a better team in a better region. Comes out winning.
Yeah, better team,
But,
better regions. That
right
means he's
now-
the best team.
right now, if you switched Garrett and Turbo, I think Envy beat
Envy's
NRG.
unstoppable. Envy's unstoppable with Garrett
If you
G.
switch Garrett with Turbo, Envy's unstoppable.
They're unstoppable. That
Yeah,
is
'cause it'd be
Miss, like, that is the
Turbo
god
Squishy
that Miss looks
Justin.
up to.
Turbo Squishy Justin versus Garrett Atomic Mist. I think Garrett Atomic
It's
Mist
not-
take that. I think
They're
Garrett
taking it every time.
swings it.
I mean, that's just an if, you know. I think we live off
That's a
if.
fact.
This is all an if.
That's a fact. Are you? There's no.
You are-
Why
you are a
Garrett
scientist.
12? Just why Garrett 12?
Yeah, you have to explain this one.
I just think a lot of Actually, no, that is kind of a blunder because I'm gonna put. It's kind of a blunder.
Wait, okay, wait. We have to continue. We have to continue. I'm gonna finish off my 12. We're gonna go straight back for Rolled is 11. So at 12, I've got Mark by 8. BDS.
Fairish.
BDS. Ball chase expert, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I think there's an art to ball chasing, and Mark by 8 has mastered it. He is the best ball chaser in RLCSX. Nobody ball chases like this guy.
That is fair.
That surprises me because I thought you really rated Mark.
I do.
I
do.
You got him a little low.
I thought you were going to put Mark higher than everybody else.
Higher than Monkey Moon?
No,
higher than everybody else ranks Mark.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I
think
you put him the lowest of us.
Yeah, I think what he does, he's extremely good at it, but I do think, like I said, there's an art to it, but I don't necessarily think it's the most like hard thing to find a player to fill a role in. Like it's not that difficult to find a really good ball chaser,
Oh.
I don't think it is. You just if the rest of the team, if you've got Monkey Moon extra as a duo, and then you're just picking up one more player, I think there's lots of players who could just easily come into that role, and BDS would still be the best team in EU by a mile.
I think you're discrediting Mark's shooting ability.
Extra and Monkey Moon for me are just harder to replace than Mark, I think. But yeah, Mark's got some good reads. Yeah, he's got every shot's a banger, and he's just super confident. He just pre-jumps everything. But yeah, I mean, 12 for me is pretty good. Like,
I mean, it's fair. It's fair.
All the players I got above him are god tiers as well.
Yeah, they all gotta be great.
From here up, the top 12 for me is all absolute insane players. So yeah, Mark, I rate Mark. I think he's, like I said, best ball chaser, best first man in RLCS X right now. But easiest place on BDS, easiest person on BDS to replace, just because that playstyle is not as hard to master, I would say.
Okay.
Cameron,
explain his pick.
Oh, that's right. So we're going back to, unless anyone has anything else to say, we're going to go Rolled is 11. Nothing?
Yeah, what's your 11?
Rolled is 11. Let's hear it. Who's better than Garrett? Who is it? Who's better than Garrett?
I can't move him up anymore. I did blunder a little bit, but it's okay. He has 4 rings. I'm gonna give it a turbo. I can't put him up any higher.
Cool. Let's go.
Well, we have to if only we could ever see that.
You're just basing it on rings. It's just I just didn't know rings equated skill.
How's it not?
Yeah. So all of us had turbo 18 to 20, and I thought I was being generous.
I thought I was being generous.
The rings, yeah.
That was the, maybe, I think 18's fair. I think 18's fair, but that's about the highest for me.
Like rings do not equate skill. They are not mutual.
They're not equate.
They're not mutually exclusive. No.
Mm-hmm. All right.
There are some really great players who haven't won yet.
Though rings mean like great skill in the past.
Rings mean you have to be great to win.
He's the GOAT, but we're talking current top 25, not all time.
Current form, and then just not there.
I mean, okay, that's fair.
Well, for my 11, like I could see this in Rolled is, I was putting all these support players maybe a lot higher rated, giving them more credit than I think is usually done from an Ion basis, but then he put extra there. So my 11 is going to split chat. It is Squishy Muffins.
Whoa!
As a player who has come in and gone from what is a striking second man role into a complete support player, he has done huge for NRG. There's going to be lots of L's, lots of there's
there's going to be, you're going to get W's from the fanboys.
Players who get wins for their teams.
I love Mariano, but 11?
There's just no.
Mechanically, you'd never put him there, but right now,
mechanically, he's still insane. He's still so good.
That's still so high. 11 worldwide.
Yeah, but I just think he's so good as that support player, and he's like, you would expect that Garrett G might have fallen back there, but he's actually fit in that role in somewhere that he's been uncomfortable, not where he has been his entire career. Maybe it's generous, but I think he's been a major part of their victories. And they are the best team in NA right now.
Yeah, they are the best team in NA.
know
They're
about that one,
favorites
though.
for the championships. I think they're going to win champs because other teams seem to be slacking. But that's high. I thought for a second, because nobody had put him in here, I was like, wow, nobody put Squishy in their list. I thought somebody would. Or I thought a few people would. But 11 is very high because he hits like
That's
a point
high.
8.
Yeah,
He hits like a 0.8 rating every single event. He never has like a pop off anymore. And all these other players around him, like JNAP, Chicago,
But to be
how is he
fair,
higher than them?
to be fair though, that's not really. He's still really good. Like Squishy is still really good, but I mean he has to take a step back because he's playing with two players who are just better. And like those two players are arguably like they're guaranteed top 10, and then you can make argument wherever in there.
Like I thought I was putting Taroko, Reddles, Turbo, Squishy all higher than they should be, and there was a reason for that. I again with my list, I kind of based it on how they got wins for their teams.
I was doing it. We didn't mention more than one honorable mention, but he could have made my list. But 11, but he's still really talented though. But it's okay.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll agree to disagree.
Definitely. I mean, well, there's so many NA players below him is what's really surprising to me. If it was all blue below him, I'd be like, okay, I guess maybe I can see if you're going to put all of the rest of the NA players high. I just guess, okay, Yumi's just going to go NA bias for this. That makes, there's an argument there, but yeah, he's so much higher.
He's got a lot of red in a row here, actually.
Yeah, it's a lot of red players below him.
It's about to be a blue wave.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe how many more red players are there? Right. CJ, 11. Who didn't make top 10 for you?
The player that didn't make top 10 for me by default, by order of my order, is going to be at number 11, Mark by 8. Now, Mark it's unlucky because he's definitely in the best team in the world. He is, for me...
I see what you're doing. So it's going to be extra 6 Monkey 1. Is that what it is? Predict.
Well, maybe. Anyway. Mark for me. Now listen. All right, Mark for me went. Mark and Monkey were a team. Let me take you back to the start of whenever they started forming. Mark and Monkey were a team. Mark and Monkey went from a top RLRS team to, I think they got like 8th or something in, I think it was like the spring series. Extra took this team, which is why I'm putting this is me justifying Extra above Mark. Extra took this team to the best team potentially in the world.
7th greatest
so
all time.
I just have, yeah, perhaps in one of the greatest of all time teams. So I have to there's no two ways about it. Extra came in and these guys went from a top RLRS team / maybe as highest you could put them in the region was like 6th, maybe, to their success throughout the whole of the RLCSX. So for that factor alone, and I think that just purely like on the pitch, I understand there's a lot of just these RLE sports connoisseurs that love to talk about how good Mark is as second man, which I agree he's a great second man, but it doesn't put him above Extra and Monkey Moon for me. So Mark is going to go at number 11.
Wait, who thinks Mark's his second man? Or what are they watching? He's like the first man. He cuts every single rotation that he can. He
That team
does
does
his
not work
rotate back.
without Mark.
Yeah,
I just want
game or something.
his midfield game is insane, and his first man is insane, and he can also play second man. Y'all are underrated, my boy. That team does not work without him. It doesn't.
I think they do. I'm gonna disagree. I think they do. I think they do. I think you slap an Astral in there. They're fine. There's probably others that I'm not thinking of.
No, who's ball chasing? Astral's a ball chase?
Please. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Astral is not ball chasing.
I want to see.
It is hard to ball chase at that level. You just called my way the best ball chaser in it, and no, not in the world. That is so hard to approximate.
No, not the world. It said in RLCSX. Best ball chaser RLCSX.
Oh, you're going Ahmed the best.
Which is the world, right?
No, you're going Ahmed the best.
No, not the world. And I feel like that's the perfect time for me to reveal my number 11, who is in fact the best ball chaser in the world and better and could easily slot into Mark by 8's role on BDS and be a just a straight upgrade. Of course, it's the one and only. It's Ahmad.
That's unfair to Mark. That's unfair.
Mark is the second best ball chaser in the world, but Ahmad is the best ball chaser in the world. Imagine Mark.
Above Ahmad?
Imagine Mark, but faster. That's like, I want to see it. Like, I mean, yeah, sign him up, and you got a super sub Mark. It's a dream team. No complaints, as I expected.
I can't complain. Like I said, I couldn't put my SOG boys higher just because of that. If it was just pure individual skill, Ahmed's up there. But I can't believe you got Khaled above Ahmed. Yeah. In threes? You're rating Khaled high. I think you got a little ones bias in there. In threes?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Khaled's 100% on his list. He's on here somewhere. He's got to be. He's got to be. I think he's just putting a little bit ones into it because Ahmed threes are insane. Okay. It's my turn?
Yeah, TBates 11.
All right, where am I? Okay, Chicago at 11. Put him there nice and comfy. I like that spot for him. It's looking good. G2, Chicago's arguably one the best midfielder in the world, or he's guaranteed like top 3 is in pure like midfield control. It gives you everything you need. So
I thought you were upset about us putting JNaps over Chicago. I thought you wanted to have Chicago higher up.
Chicago has admitted on stream that JNaps is better than him.
Wow. Most people are going to say that about their teammates.
Yeah, teammates. Yeah, players talking about teammates is not usually the best thing to go off unless not on a stream. Definitely not on a stream. Maybe behind the scenes it would be worth.
Maybe if you speed.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he's told me off behind the stream, like off the screen. But I mean, JNaps is better than Reed in threes, and that's just because JNaps. I'm just let y'all know right now, is the best striker in the world, but that's why he's
Is he your number 10, T-Bates? Because you can do your number 10 here. Are you going to keep up the streak of everybody doing JNAP Chicago together?
Is he my number 10? No.
Yeah. Okay, who is your number 10? Who is your number 10?
Mark.
Oh, okay. Wait, why are you calling me out for Mark at 12? You've got him at 10. It's like,
no, I don't mind. I didn't mind the spot. I was just saying like the rationale behind it. I just didn't necessarily agree with. But because y'all are gassing extra, and like a lot of people think extra is way better than Mark, and that's fine. I think it's just opinion, but. I'm just saying Mark is so criminally underrated. You mentioned Ahmed as saying somebody's better than him, and that Ahmed's better than pure skill. He's probably better than 90. You could go 2 or 3 on this. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. I brought Ahmed down. I was reasonable, shall we say? Because like you said, Ahmed could easily be top 3, but I was like, nope. I'm gonna be reasonable here. Gonna put him number 11.
Yeah, I brought him down too.
Yeah, just right ahead of his a player who plays very similarly. I think they both play very similarly, except
they do. Ahmed's better.
Ahmed's just a little bit better mechanically. So
he looks better. We got to see it in RCS, but he does look better.
Oh, just wait. I'm
waiting.
The people
so I can
will
justify
see.
Put him in 3.
The people will see. But since you guys were asking, I'll go ahead and jump in here at number 10, and I've got Kyle at number 10. But honestly, it's not above. I just wanted to talk about Ahmad first and make the Mark comparison because I thought that would be more relevant. But yeah, Ahmad, Khaled, for me, they're the same player. Well, they're the same level, but they do completely different things. Because Khaled's like a god tier third man. And Ahmad is just the best ball chaser, so that's why I think they're the same level. But I wanted to, I put Ahmad 11 just so I could make the Mark comparison because I think it's an interesting one. But yeah, that's where I've got the boys, and I know you're all wondering where they're gonna be, but there they are. They're 10.
There they are. There they are. Ooh, we're getting close to the juicy now. I mean, we're already messed up several times. You
guys one of my big mistakes, but you got some pretty bad names on.
Me?
You have Fairy Pick on your list.
I think Fairy's fine.
And Noli over them too.
No.
There's a couple names, bro.
Gil doesn't compete against BDF, and Noli isn't that great.
Now you're
Yeah,
in
you see,
TBates.
the other two guild players aren't on this list. So if I move Noli down,
So you're
then
saying Noli's that good. He's
Noli
that
cold.
Yeah, Noli. I think Noli's
Want me to
that
read out the
good.
numbers?
I think Noli's
Want
that
me to read out the
good.
numbers? I mean, I
good.
eye
Other two
test.
teammates.
Yes. Do you watch him play? I know you watch him play.
You're saying that, and then you're saying AJ is not that good.
Yeah,
What? I
AJ,
said
that's
AJ's
criminal.
great. I said AJ's great. Wait,
AJ
time
18's
out. I
crazy.
never said AJ was not good. I said AJ's great. Like what?
No, to have him at
Why is he
18?
18 though? What's he doing at 18?
Have him
He's
at
lost.
18?
He's lost.
What do you mean he's lost? He's fine.
He's lost.
He
He
just has
clearly, he clearly was on his way to 8 or something, and he just pulled up at 18, got confused. Like, what is he doing there?
No,
it's
he's
not where he's
fine.
supposed to be.
I equate like you can like Guild and FaZe are like really similar. Now EU is weaker in my opinion. So
Okay.
I guess that would play a little bit into it. But as to why Nolly can perform better, but like he is taking it to BDS the last 3 times they played, 4 times they played. Like those series are really tight, and it's because of Nolly, bro. Like Devo plays his game, Tho does his thing, but that team is not competing against BDS like that if Nolly's not on the team. AJ plays against the best teams in NA, and he like, if whether it's his fault or not, you can make the argument. But like, if he's that great, he's supposed to elevate and be able to match Mist, be able to match Sip, even though Johnny has Sip at 18. Be able to match
Yeah, AJ's
Justin,
better than
Garrett.
Sipical. He's better than Sip.
And so like he's supposed to be able to match that, and like your team's supposed to be like really tight with them, but it's not. Now you can say just because Jara and Lucian are that bad, but I don't think they're that bad. It's that AJ's not taking it to that next level. We all know potential wise AJ could easily
How
be
hard
there.
do you want AJ to carry?
He
He's not
does
carrying
carry.
like
No,
that, though.
he carries
How
so
hard?
hard. AJ's an unreal carry. He is like
gosh.
so. It's the numbers don't lie. AJ's stats are ridiculous, and that's the team who are struggling to get into championships, barely scraped in. And yeah, the other player, the whole team showed up, but AJ's been trying so hard to just lock in a championship spot all season, and it was not easy, and it's not his fault. He tried so hard. I think AJ's insane. I think he's top 5 NA. Top 5. I don't know what. Well, Yumi doesn't have him in yet. Raldez.
Nobody has him in but me.
I don't have him in yet.
Just,
CJ doesn't. Yeah,
let
so
me
we're
get
all
in
gonna
here.
put him in the right place. Oh, is it somebody
let me
coming
get in here. Number 10 on my
AJ.
list
Is AJ?
is Civical.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well,
Respecting this boy so much. Man,
Now, listen to me. 10th place on this list is Civical. Civical, listen to me. Civical, I think a lot of people are stuck in 2018, 2019 with this guy.
Yes.
I understand he's a
Yes.
freak. He is still in the top 10 players in the world, But this guy used to literally dominate like every stat line, dominate games. I'm just not seeing him enough. I spoke about it with my Arsenal pick at number 13. Sometimes Arsenal is clearly the best player on Space Station. Cibical goes missing. Cibical, yes, is still a really good player. Yes, he's still the best player on Space Station, but no, he is not any higher in this list for me because he is just not as dominant as he used to be in the world. Like he's just not. I feel like we're stuck like a year ago. Like please show me these games where Cibical is dominating these days like he used to.
He doesn't have to touch the ball as much. It's like y'all don't watch basketball, so I got to think of like something like soccer or something like that. Oh my god!
now make the
AXB
basketball
is
reference.
not
Let's hear
Reynolds.
it. What's the
basketball reference?
Yep.
Okay,
What
it's
is it?
like saying like people believed at one point that Giannis Antetokounmpo. He won MVP. They thought he was better than Kevin Durant when Kevin Durant was on the Warriors. That is nonsense. Kevin Durant has to do less because he's playing with better people than Giannis. Giannis' numbers are going to inflate because he's playing with not as great people. So of course AJ's going to look better than Typical because he's not. He's playing with John and Lucian, who are no scrubs, but are not as good as Reynolds and Arsenal. And then also we bring up the Typical not being like as dominant. AXB is not as good as Reynolds. That's a bad approximation. He has to do more when he's playing AXB, which means he's getting more touches, which means he's going to look better. Now he does less because he has Reynolds on the team who touches the ball way more than AXB ever did, and he's also way better than AXB ever was. So of course Typical's not going to look as good. It's not fair to Typical that he has 2 other good teammates on his team.
No, this sounds smart actually, but I have no idea if there's any truth
You
to
could
that.
argue the
I have
opposite.
no idea if
just
there's
as
any
easy
truth to that.
like,
Because if you
if you
told
have
me like,
bad
oh, his
teams-
teammates got better, of course he's doing better because his teammates are better, so now he's performing better, getting more numbers. Everybody would think, oh yeah, that sounds smart, probably. But you could take it either way, and I have no idea if there's any facts to that at all. Like, I don't
You're
know.
also acting like AXB Space Station wasn't a great team as well. Like they were.
They
still a
were
great team.
good, but
It's not like they picked up Predators and they become the best team in the world. Like they're still a top NA team. They're not the best NA team.
Yeah,
and with AXB they were a top NA team. So
I mean,
like,
what about the Monkey Moon situation? He wasn't anybody that good when he was when Extra wasn't his team. Extra comes to his team, bam, Monkey Moon's insane, best player in the world, best player in Europe, definitely. But like it's the opposite effect for him. So how can it be the other way around for Sypical? His teammate gets better and now his numbers are worse and he looks worse.
Who did Extra replace?
He replaced ClayX.
Okay, and Extra also. Are we gonna say that Extra's as on ball as Redlesys?
I don't know if there's any relevance to that. Like I don't know. I have no idea.
Doesn't matter because
there
it's
might
less
be
touches,
validity to
so
that
you don't-
statement, but I don't know what it is. Like I haven't seen it yet. But no, like I don't think it's an argument that you could just say without statistical backing. You need to show that over every course, like every player who's ever had an improved teammate, their stats have gone down and they've looked like a worse player. I don't think that's the case. I think like a lot of times in Rocket League history, like players have teamed up together and they all look better. Like most of the very good teams actually. Like when Turbo joined NRG, suddenly like, oh wow, yeah, now they're just winning. They all look great. Like nobody looked bad. It's not like, wow, NRG won their worlds. Shame Garrett had to look, complete garbage while he did it, or look like he's not as good.
Yeah,
Nobody
but
said
then like
that.
people were saying like Justin wasn't Justin. Like how Justin was just like the undisputed. But once Turbo was on the team, it wasn't like, oh well, maybe he's not like the undisputed best anymore because he's not touching the ball as much.
That's not why though. It's just that people were catching up a little bit mechanically. Justin didn't have the gap anymore. I don't know. You might have a point here, but I don't think you do.
The
I
roles that people come in as. If you bring in like a more aggressive player, you're not going to look as good because TBates, as he says, you're not going to get as many touches. If you bring in Squishy and he sits at the back, then you're going to get more touches.
I don't know. There might, like I said, there might be something to that, but I have no idea if there will. Because if you'd set the same premise and come to the complete opposite conclusion, it would have sounded just as verifiable to me. Does that make sense? Like you could have set the same premise and then said the complete opposite, and I would have been like, yeah, it sounds just as believable. So I have no idea.
I get that.
Might be true, might be complete false. I'd love to see somebody go in on that though. Some smart stats guy.
Direct.
Who we got? Direct. We need help. We're too inept for this. We can't do it. Okay, right. Let's stick to what we can do. Roll this. What's your number 10 ranked player right now?
I'm gonna squeeze in the top 10 someone who's carried a roster that is on a terrible decline. That's top chokes. I got Archie at number 10. The hard carry.
Okay. I like it. I like it a whole lot more than Archie 24.
Well, speaking of, this is where my entire argument and list falls completely apart because I said based on the results of the team, blah, blah, blah. And now I have AJ number 10 carrying a team that is sitting in roughly a similar position and up here. Yeah, so this is probably where Archie should be sitting for me. NA bias, yeah, just complete NA bias.
It's all red. It's about to be all blue. It's about to be all blue.
But Archie has been like, AJ.
Yummy.
AJ has been so consistently good with pop-offs as well. Like I wouldn't say he pops off every single series, but even when he's not popping off, he's still like the best player on the team.
I agree because I have him at 10. AJ number 10 for me, so I'm gonna jump in.
You mean
here.
9?
Wait, 9. Sorry, I'm
oh no, he's got it wrong.
getting a bit confused here.
It's the mentor player. He needs to figure it out.
trying to format this correctly every time. I keep getting it wrong, but yes, number 9. I do have AJ number. Sorry, did I say? Yeah, I do have AJ number 9. So I'm gonna jump in real quick, drop him in there, and yeah, I can't think why you put him at 18. That's just so crazy. It's so low. AJ's hard carrying that team. He does so much.
I don't know. I like him at 18. I can move him up to like 15. But I just don't think he's better than Atomic in Chicago in NA, and anybody else I have on this list in NA. And then I have to give 14, maybe above. I can move him above Alpha 54. That's about as far as I'm going. I got to give Extra his props, even if I think AJ's a better individual player. It's about the reason Extra performing. Like, granted, Extra's on the best team in the EU, so I don't know. That's about as far as I can bring him though.
All right, who else is go to number 9?
I want to go. I need to go to the bathroom.
All right,
Archie.
drop it. Okay.
Archie. I'll be back.
Okay, Archie at number 9. CJ, what have you got at number 9?
Yeah, I was butt in as well. I got AJ just above. Super cool for me, number 9. I don't know. It's just like AJ sort of just. I don't know. It's a hard argument because we talk about like better teams versus doing more. AJ's doing more on a worse team. And I agree with TBates. Sometimes it might be harder because there could be better teammates, but for me, I'm just not seeing it as much with Super Cool as I used to. He's just not putting up quite as the numbers. I think he's still really good, still the best player. But AJ is what are you on, Yummy? How'd it leak? What leak?
What's that?
Yummy's in his own. Yummy's own element chat.
I'm in my own
Not
chat.
AJ. I can't put him any higher, but he also could be higher at the same time, and he might be higher in the future. I think he's just a mechanical freak. He's very smart as well. Very switched on player. He grinds a lot. Top player in the world. A lot of respect for AJ.
Right, roll this. Are we going to keep up the AJ synergy, or is it more blue?
What are you hoping for here, Johnny? Are you hoping for
I want the AJ
Anyway,
synergy. We got to get the triple once again. We did it once with Alpha 54. I'm hoping for the AJ, but don't let that influence you.
You're just sadly mistaken. You're not gonna get AJ this high, or this low.
Oh,
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
scared.
For me, I got JNaps here at 9. I got JNaps here.
So
at
you're
9.
the only person who has JNaps below Chicago.
Yes, sir. I've played against these guys, as contrary to everybody here, I feel like. And Chicago he's a lot scarier. JNaps is the best shooter probably in North America, but Chicago is that difference maker, the guy who really scares me on that roster. He's just everywhere on the field.
Wow, the bragging from Roldes to the player.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm playing him.
as someone who's casted
wait,
Chicago
time
JNaps,
out.
not sure if you guys have done that, but I have. So it's pretty clear to me that
wait.
JNaps is the better player as someone with the all-seeing eye of a caster, but maybe one day you guys will have that experience.
Bro,
Hi.
have you been in phase? Surely you have.
Have I what?
Beat in phase.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, like I didn't even bring that up, but like now you're bringing up stuff. I guess like if AJ's losing to me, technically, meaning like how can you put him up there? You know what I'm saying?
Now you're using. Okay.
No. The only reason I said that is because I didn't know. I just don't get why you brought your point about on the reason I played him. Because like I didn't put AJ that low.
Because the argument was that JNaps is better than Chicago. They are extremely similar. If you look at stats for the whole season, the entire season, I think their difference is extremely minute. Extremely minute. Like maybe a .001 difference in like.
JNaps averages 13 more points.
That's
13 more
close.
points.
Yeah, very close.
13 more points.
Hey, that's 6.5 ball touches. Give it to him. He's hitting it.
If it was actually 6.5 ball touches, that's actually a lot, but it's usually just like one extra clear or something.
Yeah.
Save everything.
It's more like 2/3 of a clear actually.
They really do have the same stats like everywhere.
Yeah, they do. They're close.
My number
Yummy.
9, I've switched it up from CJ, and I've gone with Sipical as number 9.
Still
a little bit
more?
out of form, but still successful.
It's still red for Yummy.
There's no way you're gonna
red
blue.
wall.
It's about to be a blue
What?
wave.
Let's all agree that my pattern is looking just beautiful over here. Like I got a nice little colorway. I got a good colorway.
I started as a rainbow.
CJ, your pattern is. I'm still trying to figure it out. So you're like, okay, I'll put one Salmon OCE in the bottom 5, same again in the next 5, then Amphis sneaks into the next one. Like you're trying to spread them out so we don't notice them or something. We
You
can
guys
see
are about
that.
to have so much blue.
We can see this.
Yeah, you know, I was considering putting FS9 in the next block, but unfortunately we just,
But
we got him at 14.
promote him. Yeah, I think you should have done that.
In the interest of time, I'll come in at number 8 because this bloke has been talked about a lot, somewhat controversially with a 24 down there for Yummy Cheese Man. It's going to be Archie. Very similar to player for me with AJ, as Yummy said. For me, I don't know. There's something about Archie that I just like over AJ. I don't know what it is. They're very similar for me. But I just love him. I think he's a freak. He's an absolute freak for top blokes. They have had a little bit of success. I would say more success than FaZe Clan. So
yeah, they won.
Maybe that weighs.
Won a bit.
Yeah, they've won something. So that might weigh in my head a bit more. But I really a guy I just love to watch.
I'll jump in again in the interest of time and agree with you. I've got Archie at 8 as well. So yeah, pretty much for the same reasons. Just similar player to AJ, hard carrying his team. And despite the, yes, they're on a decline, but actually if they hadn't been for the decline, I think Archie would be an easy top 5. If you look in early season, he's top 5 worldwide, no question. He's unreal. I mean, he's like he's got the Ronicky stats, but his team was winning. So I mean, imagine that. Ronicky's getting into these lists and his team is not winning anything. Archie's got the same stats as Ronicky pretty much. It's those two guys with the sick goal participation and ratings like crazy. So yeah, Archie, I rate Archie, but yeah, everybody's got him in the 8 to 10 range apart from Yummy there, which is
I had a good conversation in chat about how he should be up where Squishy is right now, at least. So.
Yeah, if you'd swapped Archie Squishy, your list would win. Actually, you'd be winning.
How is he supposed to be winning? He's about to have nothing but EU in top 10.
Well,
That'd
winning,
be wrong.
winning, but maybe not later. If he swapped Squishy Archie, I think chat would all vote Yummy's list as the best at the moment. But
yeah.
Oh well, who do you have at number 8, Yummy?
My number 8 is Extra. So I've actually got him clearly below Mark by 8. As kind of already been talked about, super, super good addition. Very mechanical. TBates doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to Extra, but that's okay. I think, yeah, he's obviously being the one come in to make that team as good as it is. I think the only reason he's put down here a bit lower is kind of that support player-esque position where usually Mark by 8 gets way more space up front and then Monkey Moon's second to come in.
I like Extra at 8. I think that's a good one. Good pick by the Cheese Man. And its attempt to salvage his list. Roll is on the same mission.
Unsalvageable, I'm going to admit it.
Roll who you got at number 8?
Well, Johnny. Number 8. As I was saying, JNEPS and Chicago are extremely similar players.
Yes.
I will not put Chicago here.
No! What? No, they need to be together.
I'm kidding. Yeah, you could put Chicago there.
Yeah. Oh, that just feels so good. It feels so right to type that.
Split them up.
You did all that nonsense about Chicago feels so much more threatening, blah, 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 and they're right next to each other.
As someone who's played against them, Chicago's like this much better.
He's like, I just know Chicago's
Their stats are identical, and I said that.
Yeah, but you brought up. I play against him, and let me tell you.
Okay. Hey, I don't think you can move them. Though. They're extremely similar.
Yeah, they belong together, right, TBates?
Nope. They sure don't. That's why Chicago. That's why Reed's down there, and I love Reed. Much love to you, Reed. But now it's finally time I put the best striker in the world on the paper. Put down JNEPS. He's comfy right there. His striking ability is second to none. I don't care what anybody says. He shoots the ball. Doesn't matter what car he is. It's just top left, top right, 100 miles per hour coming at you. That's a beam missile coming every single time. And woo! And with Chicago setting him up, I mean, he doesn't. Like I said, Chicago's top 3, top 5 midfielder in the world. So I mean, you got. It's like Iniesta to Messi. Like there's just nothing much you can do. You just gotta watch the greatness go to work. And then Dries just fills in the back end. But yeah, JNEPS. I'm telling you.
I think JNEP's just super creative. I think that's he actually creates a lot of goals himself.
He creates as well.
Yeah.
I don't even bring that up.
I love that you're thinking of the European viewers there as well with the football reference, the soccer reference. So much appreciation there. We'll return the favor, throw in a few basketball references for you guys. You know, Chicago is obviously the Michael Jordan to
He's the
J-Nap's
Chicago
LeBron
Bulls
or
of
something.
Chicago.
Yeah, the Chicago
God.
Knicks or something.
They would be 1 and 2. It'd be 1 and 2 up there.
They'd have a record just like the LA Warriors or whatever they're called. They're
LA
definitely
Warriors,
very
the Lakers?
great. Nah, I'm joking. Okay, TBates continue. 7. Let's move on up.
Oh, let's move on up. We keep on chugging. Chugga Astral.
Okay.
That's about as far as I can bring the boy. It's purely talented. We all know that. But, I mean, it's top 6. I think it just solidified. And Astral skill-wise, we all know what he can do. But 3, I have him lower because, I mean, I guess you say Chaucet and Farrah are slacking in a way. And Astral does so much carrying, which I think a lot of people have put a lot of into. And maybe some of these guys above them have it a little bit easier because they play better people. But
by your argument, he should be looking higher because his teammates are so bad.
I don't think his teammates are bad, though.
Okay.
I think Chaucet's decent. I think
Chaucet has had
decent.
one good event all year, and it was the most recent one. Chaucet finally looked like he was playing well.
Yeah.
Like, that was... They got to the grand final of that event. I think Chaucet, every other event, grid, RLCS regionals, majors, the entire year, I'm like, what happened to Chaucet? Where is he?
Okay, I think that's because you're comparing Chaucet to that peak level he was at. If you're comparing to that, yes, he looks way worse.
Oh,
that peak
way
level
worse. It was so
but-
much worse, though. I was like, oh, I just want this team to be good because I know
because his peak was so high, though. His peak was so high. Like, people were saying he was the best in the world. Like, he was in that conversation, right? Exactly. So when you fall off from that high, like, you're gonna look way worse.
He was absolute dog water.
He was missing the
best
ball.
player in the world to like bottom 6 EU.
Yeah, he was like missing the ball.
Bottom 6 EU.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were
Chaucet,
tragic.
bottom 6.
In the fall, Chaucet and this team were so bad.
So bad.
They were
He
so
made
bad.
Farrah look good. And then in winter, he was like, okay. And I think he's only really just starting to perform now.
I hope it continues. I really do, because they looked so good in the last regional. But it was the first time, or the major rather. It's the first time Chaucet looked like he's at his. It looked like him again for the first time in over a year. But I've been waiting for that a long time. It's just Astral for me, who kept that team in the running. Because if they didn't get to that major, the one event where Chaucet looked good, then they can't make championships either. Because they needed that major qual to lock in championships, and it was all Astral that got him to that major, and all Astral that got him to that stage of even being in the running for championships. Yeah, I rate Astral. I think he's ridiculous.
All right. In the number 7 spot, I have to put this person purely. I cannot put this person higher because the person above them is so good, and that is Extra. Is going to be my number 7 on the list. Just great, phenomenal player. As I said, took this team of Mark by 8 and Monkey Moon from an average EU team, a top RLRS team, but an average RLCS team to the GOAT. So he's a freak. He's an enabler. I think it's a good word for him. Just built that team up. He was phenomenal back on Monaco as well, even though they were a terrible team. He was clearly the best player. We all knew he was going to get picked up by someone. Got picked up by BDS, and he's flourished. He's a top player. He could easily be in the top 5, really. But I just think that Monkey Moon is just an absolute warrior. He's awesome. So yeah, number 7.
I like that personally. I like it. Rolez clearly doesn't like that at all. The 24 pick. What have you got to say about 7? Rolez. What do you think about Extra at 7?
No, I think.
Y'all rate Extra very well. Like I must need to sit down and watch him. 'Cause, like, he is so high for y'all. He must be God.
Well, yeah, you turned this team from, like you just said, bubble team. Well, not bubble. They were like past the bubble, but they just qualified to RLCS. They were not looking good in the off season before RLCS season X started, and then suddenly they're the best team by a long way. And Extra is the only change that happened, as far as
Monkey
I know.
Moon didn't get any better.
Well, Monkeyman's actually always been ridiculous. He's been so good for a long time. He was stuck in Rival Series because he was like just not. He didn't have a team around him. Mark wasn't that good in Rival Series. I didn't really rate him. Mark like massively improved.
Mark's got him way
so many
better.
Spanish players like really improved with RLCS Season X, but Mark was not that good. Even a year ago, I didn't rate him as a top tier player. I'd be surprised if anyone did, to be honest. And that's no shade at him. I think he is, but. That improvement is crazy. Mark, the improvement that he made, it doesn't make sense. I don't know how he got that much better, that quick. Did I miss something? Was he actually always this good in Rival Series? I don't think he was.
I mean, Monkey or Mark weren't as good as they are now. Like they're both just.
I think
insane.
people still rated Monkey, but like
they slept on Mark.
Mark was not on the
think
radar
y'all
for
sleep
me.
on him. Y'all still sleep on him. He's so good.
Well, I've
So
got him at
good.
12. You've got him at 10. That's so close.
I know,
You
but
can't say I sleep on him.
Yeah, I know, no. But
CJ's
I
got him
just-
11.
I can't, no,
We're the
I
same.
can't get the extra above him. I can't see it. I can't see extra above Mark. It's just too valuable. I mean, Mark's too valuable. Like that is Mark
I
is the
see what
engine.
you're saying.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
You just don't like extra being above him.
No, I don't.
I see what
Which
you're
obviously
saying, but I
agree
just
with.
see a guy that's joined two other guys and took them to the top. Whether there has to be something in that.
I mean, yeah, that's with that, but to say he's just like better than him, or like better than one of them.
It's close.
It's close.
11
It's
and
close.
7.
Yeah, it's close.
I mean, when you T-Base, think of it like this. I mean, for a lot of people who weren't really watching the EU like rival series scene and bubble scene, Extra won't be a name coming into RLCS Season X. Nobody knows who he is. But as someone who did watch him, I already rated him very, very highly. I thought he was a good player, just couldn't find a good team. Then he joins his team and they become the best team in the EU. So if I already rated him to begin with, and then he does that, and I think when I watch him play, I'm like, yeah, he doesn't put a foot wrong. He's just in the right place
He
at
was
all
really
times.
good on Monaco.
Yeah,
Like really good on Monaco.
I rated Extra
Everyone
so
thought
high.
he was going to get picked up.
Yeah, I was just waiting. I was like, who's picking this guy up? Why does he not have a team yet? And then finally BDS picked him up and they just dominated. So I've got to think that he's super good. Like just looking at that alone, before you even take a look at the gameplay, which to me just looks flawless. I mean, if there's ever any double commits with BDS, it's Monkeyman and Mark. It's never Extra. Yeah, Extra is just
I think the thing that
filling.
comes with T-Bates as well is that you've talked a lot about potential of players in NA, but like Extra has untapped potential. He can be a carry player if he wants to, but he hasn't needed to.
I guess
Let's get it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Roll this number 7, since chat's on the edge of their seat.
Well,
This
I
is-
got I got Robin to Monkey Moon's Batman. That's marked by it.
I thought you were
I
going to say.
think marked by it does so
Okay.
much. What did you think I was
I
gonna
thought you were going to say Monkeyman. I was like, whoa. Okay.
as a note, I have marked by 8-7 as well. So
Okay, I'll fill that one in. So you guys all, apart from CJ and me, have Mark Bait above Extra, although Yummy's extremely close.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's a talking point, I suppose.
I just put them close because I thought they both have a lot of impact. Extra as a player who holds everything down, but Mark by as a player who kind of, I think especially for a team like BDS, creates so much from all the chaos he creates. I think if you didn't have Mark by 8, I can understand your argument, Johnny, that maybe there's other people who can fit in here nice. But if you didn't have Mark by 8, they're not scary. They're not like creating any goals. They're much more structured if you had somebody similar.
Oh yeah, every team needs a
not
troublemaker. Every team needs a troublemaker, the disruptor.
Firework.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of those going around though. That was my thinking.
Yeah, I think
But,
that is a fair argument. So I don't mind like your Mark by 8 lower, but
And I've got as well. We're actually all converging here because I have Extra at 7, as well. So yeah, pretty close. Again,
all EU round.
a full. Is that the first whitewash?
Yes.
It actually is. Wow. EU has dominated number 7. I wonder if that's going to happen again. The likelihood of it happening again is I think quite high actually. In the top, 6 is more likely. This could happen again. But anyway, let's find out. I'll kick us off because this could be a spicy one.
Yeah.
I don't know if this will be a spicy one, but it could be. Because at number 6, I've got Garrett G. and from NRG. Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, anything would be better than my old Garrett G at 12. So I mean,
Yeah, true.
it can't be spicy. So like,
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm in the clear.
You're
It's
fine.
not
You're
that bad.
perfectly fine. So like, it's okay. I still think it's a little low, but it is what it is. I'll go after you. I have Sypical, a player who you guys have all underrated way too much.
Living in the past, T-Bates. You're living in the past.
I'm in the present. He's still averaging like 406
has still
and
got
like
him, so.
and like a 1.15 something rating. Like it's still, and he touches the ball barely. He doesn't get his touches. His touches are being taken from him. And he does what he does. The PlayStation would be so bad without Sypical.
That's what I'm talking about. You're talking about the potential of Sypical, but not looking at, say, the potential of players like Extra.
Okay. That's kind I've never seen Extra on an all CS level by him, like all CS level doing Sypicals done on all CS level.
So yeah, like I said, you're living in the past. You're looking at the past as to why you're ranking Sypical this high. 'Cause there's no way he's this high these days. I don't think.
He is.
In the world, in NA, yeah, top 10 NA, not top 10 world though. I don't think.
How would he be better than like how is he work? Like I'm looking at my list. Like who's he worse than?
I think both JNAP Chicago are better than him and AJ.
Whoa.
I do.
I love J-Nub's reading. It's just better than Sip.
I feel.
I like people like don't know if Sip sacrifices so much on that team. If like he lets the other two roam, and if he's not there, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's him and like Monkey Moon, and then maybe Nick. Maybe Mist. As like that great third man. They could play any position, but their third man is so ridiculously good that like it makes it so much easier for everybody else. And that's why I'm saying like people don't know how smart Sip is. His decision making is A1. Like you can make an argument he's the smartest player in NA. And like a lot of people, you talk to the pros, and a lot of people in NA like don't say like probably Sip. Like he's so slept on.
You're forgetting something very important. If Sypical wasn't complete garbage mechanically, Reynolds probably wouldn't have got suspended. If he just drove into the ball on the kickoff instead of driving off into the middle of nowhere, then Reynolds wouldn't have got suspended. He's got the reaction time of a pensioner. He's got the reaction time of an ancient being. He's gone. He's on a journey. He's in his own, like you say, yeah, he is definitely in his own world.
Think he could react in time. Sonics are like, he ain't getting to that ball.
He's got a reputation for it. They're like, yep, there's Sypical. He's missed it again. Off he goes. They're going to tell it to disconnect. All right. Has everybody put Sypical in yet? Hold on. Before you jump in, CJ. Okay, just to clarify. But okay, now we can move on to CJ, number 6.
Let me get in here. Actually, I thought this was going to be not an unpopular because he's pretty high up, but considering where other people. Now I've got Reddles. No, I'm just Reddles. I don't have you. I've got Garrett G here at number 6 as well. This is the highest I could put him. But for me, phenomenal player. I've just very similar, very close to Extra. Reddle's not happy with that call.
No, he's not happy.
Yeah, Gary, he's a freak. Could be high. Honestly, there's an argument to say that he could be higher than Justin. There is definitely an argument, but
it's too much speculation for me. I think I agree. There is an argument, but I'd be speculating too much to put him above Justin. But at times I have.
He's just been a freak for so long.
Yeah, some events I'm like, Garrett was better. Sometimes I'm thinking Justin was better. I think for me, Justin's better more of the time. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Garrett by 6 is. I think 6 is pretty good. Crazy to say that though, Ken.
6.
I was agreeing with everything CJ said though, because when he said, can't put him higher. It sounds crazy to say that, but it's actually true because I looked at my top 5. I was like, I think Garrett's number 6. So, I want to know where you guys put them though. Roll is about to start the train of red. So, or maybe not. Maybe he's even crazier. Roll is. What's number 6?
He just got put down right before, Garrett, and that's Sypical. Sypical is number 6. He is arguably one of the best defenders in the game, right? And I think He has a mechanic kind of named after him that goes around in North America, and almost all of the pros have used his camera setting, if not are still using his camera settings, and he's just paving the way for something different. Sippy glue.
That's like in the
big
past.
glue.
The camera settings is also. How long has that been going on for? Is that like over a year
They
now?
still use his camera settings.
That's like That's an artifact.
That's like
that's
everyone
an
using
artifact.
Greasy's camera settings from the start when it was like
Yeah.
the 110 to 81.
I mean, I agree.
Classic
Typical is
settings.
great. If this wasn't current, if we're talking greats, then yeah, I think the camera setting stuff is absolutely relevant. But nah, that doesn't matter in a current
Wait,
form
time out.
thing.
So it's you must think SSG's terrible.
Right now, I don't think they're looking that
I'm
good.
not informed.
I don't think they're looking
Yeah.
that good currently. No, but I like them as a team, and I hope they do well. To be
They're
honest,
third. They're third in A.
well, yeah, overall in points, but would you be surprised if they just lost to Rogue in championships and then lost to like a hot G2 in the lower bracket? Because I wouldn't be that surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised any NA team lost.
Well, that's what I mean, though. That's why I've got JNAP Chicago higher, because I think I expect them to make that. I think they could make that run. I think I was thinking about this today actually, because that's like when I put this list together. But before, I didn't even realize. Like I thought I had SSG winning. Then I thought about it more. I'm like, no, I look at the bracket. Actually, I think G2 are going to take this. I like G2 right now, so I gotta put that on paper. Because I mean, if I think they're going to win, I gotta write it down. That's why I wrote that.
Okay.
I'm rooting for.
well,
I
my
won't lie
number
though.
6
Oh, sorry, Yumi, continue.
It's going to be interesting because I'm guessing you guys all think I'm underrating him. I'm the lowest to put this person, Justin, as my number 6. Hasn't been inconsistent enough. I think that Garrett G is the better player on that team, so he's going to be higher.
I mean,
All about
that's
that
fair if
game.
you think Garrett's the better player, but I mean, Justin at 6 is just mind blowing to me.
Six.
Taroko, Archie, Squishy, and now Justin at 6. That's all I need to see. All right, let's move on.
Give us your. I want to say Yummy's 5 as well. I want to go back the other way.
Yeah, we'll come back to Justin. Yumi.
Okay. My number 5 is Mist. Incredibly consistent. Pop-off controls both on attack and defense. Reads the play super well. I feel like you put him on any team and he makes that team a winning team. Like I can't see any team that he would do poorly on.
I'm
That is
okay
fair.
with
That is very
Mist
fair.
over. I'm okay with Mist over Justin. I think there's a case for that, but
There's a case for that.
There's gonna be one person that you really hate is above those two.
Okay, we're gonna say.
Because I don't think you guys would be upset with Justin 5 and Mist 4.
okay. Yeah, I think
Okay.
nobody's got a problem with this.
Okay.
All right. Let's run it back. Roll is number 5.
My number 5 is the phase carry, AJ. I just think he does
Ooh.
way too much. He just does way too much. on his
Holy
roster.
hot
I think
pick.
if he had a couple, if he were to be put on a better roster, that roster might dominate the region.
I think that there's
Solid.
truth to that. Like if NRG picked up AJ after the bench Turbo, sure, why not? I think they would still be number 1. I think he's very good. I could see it. But yeah, is that the highest AJ? It is the highest.
That's nice, AJ.
Look at the range, the 5 to 18. The AJ range is huge. Rollers and TBates have a lot to discuss.
That's not. I mean, I think he's looking at potential. I just don't. Maybe I'm missing something on phase where Gyro and Lucian are bad. I just don't see them being bad, so I just can't.
Will they bench Lucian? I don't know. By the way, I'm going to preface this with I don't know any at all rumors behind the scenes. I keep myself in the dark to all this so that I can speculate. But yeah, do you think Lucian would get benched off season or in the next off season?
I think, personally speaking, I think any team not named NRG. And that's it. NRG, SSG maybe. NRG, SSG, but everybody else could definitely make a roster switch. I'm not.
Yeah,
it's
see, I
very
feel like
open.
that like answers your question then. Like clearly there's
But okay, but that's just because there are players like you have Daniel coming up. Who else is on here? You get like LJ's also really talented. He's on oxygen right now,
true,
of course.
true.
And then like you can just take like you could take AJ and put him on G2. Like they're going to become better. It's just AJ's on the list for all of us. Drizz is not. So I mean it's just obvious. But I
Drizz
just
will be on the list in the future. But yeah,
He's played one split.
okay, that's
he's
fine.
also been
That's
put in an
fine, though.
uncomfortable position where
He's
guess
in
in
a
the grid they
comfortable
give him so
position.
much room, and then in RLCS he's played like a pretty heavy third man.
That's a comfortable position. That's a very comfortable position. He has two goats in front of him, and he's actually starting to perform better. But I mean, I can see AJ at 5. Like I said, like he's probably the only person on his list that I would move. Maybe
You can see him at 5. You put him 18.
You put him at 8.
no.
What are you talking?
No. He's like the biggest if though of my list because like everybody else is rating Gyro and Lucian so like terribly. I think Gyro and Lucian are pretty solid. And so I look at that. I think you have two solid teams. Huh?
You hesitate on saying even solid. You're like,
No, I stuttered on my own words. I stuttered on my own words. That wasn't me hesitating. I genuinely think they're pretty solid. So if they're pretty solid and you're as great as 5, then I expect you to at least. Have they even made a final yet of anything? Grid or regional? Like none of that's there.
I mean, bro, we argue so much that NA has so much competition, and you're not.
That's
taking
fine though. If he's 5, though, that's what I'm saying. If he's 5, then that means the other 2 have to be trash, because everybody else on this list has made some type of final. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't go that high. Like I can see. So like I can see your reasoning behind. I wouldn't put him up there at 5. Like I go as high as 13, tops. 14.
I would maybe 9.
But like, but like 5. You're saying 5. You're just saying like he's so great. Like you cannot be top 5, especially in the world, and then in NA, and then not make a final or something, unless your teammates are just that terrible. And I see you're all about to put Astro in here too. So I guess Charles said and Fair are that terrible as well. So I mean, there's no such thing in today's game as a 1v3. It does not exist. I don't care what people say. I don't care what the stats say. There's no such thing as a 1v3. Your teammates have to be able to do something. Otherwise, you're not winning. You're gonna be like Liquid. You want to make an argument for 1v3 is Ronicky. It's Ronicky 1v3. And other than that,
flip-flopping between team success and individual player skill. You keep flip-flopping.
No, I'm not. I'm very consistent. I'm very consistent. I'm saying
you're discrediting his ability because of his team.
I'm not discrediting his ability. I think his team's good. I never said what. I think his team's good. Wait, say again. Huh?
You're saying if me putting him this high means his other 2 teammates are completely dog.
Yeah, it has to be. How is that?
No, I think TBates is right. He is very consistent.
They can't make a final or anything. No. So if he's this high, you have to be saying is Gyro and Lucian are terrible at Rocket League.
No, you are. No, TBates, you are very consistent, but on the wrong side of you're wrong every time on the AJ. Every time you're wrong on him. You gotta look at the carries, man. There are 1v3s. Not like obviously there's 2 other players in the field, but you still call it a 1v3 because they're one player's doing everything.
You can't be top 6 NA and 1v3. It's not possible. NA's too good. Too good. And I'll even say
wait a minute. Let me check the standings. Hold on.
And he's 14th.
Let me see where FaZe 6th place.
The 6th.
You can. There you go. You can finish top 6 at 1v3. No. FaZe did it. They did it. No. Now, sometimes Gyro and Illusion are good, but a lot of the time they are straight garbage. And it's kind of like, I think the Solary example is a good one. Astral sometimes has teammates. Sometimes he doesn't have teammates, but they're still getting wins. Because he's just that good, and that's what AJ does. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
They got potential. I wish they would show up because I think they can, but I don't know what it is. I think Gyro might be like based on his face cam reactions. He's got to be inside his own head. That could like get scored on, and he's like reacting so much for a long time. I'm like, the kickoff's about to start. Gyro, stop the face bomb. It's not 3, 2, 1, go. You got to look at the screen. I don't know like what's going on there, but I don't know. AJ's got to be higher than 18. There's no way he's 18.
Let me get in here, number 5. I have the guy that 1v3s in Europe, Astral. I mean, his other 2 teammates must be so bad for me to put him aside. This
That's
guy,
not
CJ, they haven't even won an event.
Sorry, they
made a final. I said making a final. Astral's made multiple finals, not 2.
Second in the major. These guys, These guys. This guy, and people saying I'm having Astral with Garrett. Like you got to remember, like Garrett's got Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Astral doesn't really have a Garrett. But Astral is a freak. He does so much for that team. And I think you could put him in just literally any team and they pop up. I think this guy is at times the best player in the world. But he's number 5 because he's
arguable. That's fair.
He's at times the best player in the world. He's just he's up there with Monkey Moon when he's there, but obviously Monkey Moon has the success, the consistency. He's like consistently great. Astral at times is like there are series where I don't know, he does some stuff that you don't really see anyone else do. So he's
playing his own game. Astral's playing a different game than everybody else. It's crazy.
I just want to pose a question to y'all. Personally speaking, okay, how much better it was Dignitas a year ago with Violent Panda and Yukio compared to FaZe with Gyro and Illusion? Like how much better?
Good enough to be the best team in the region.
Well, they were the best team in Europe.
Okay, time out, but they had Astro though.
Yeah, he was their carry.
And he elevated. Like I don't think Violent Panda and Yukio are that much better than Gyro and Illusion. Like if they're even better.
They definitely
like Astro,
were better.
like.
Not anymore,
Astro,
but
like
back then they were better.
On a team like that, and he just elevated. Like it's just bang. So that's why I have Astro this high as well, because like you've seen him like when he has like 2 really solid. I think his teammates are solid, but like really solid teammates.
Well, let's go back. I'm pretty sure you have Astral lowest of everyone. So
I do, but that's about as high as I go.
No, because Roldis has him at 14. He gets all the 4s wrong. He's about to put Monkey Moon at 4.
I didn't even look that low.
He's about to
You're
get all
not
the 4s
inconsistent,
wrong.
Raul. There's no way you have AJ at 5, Astro 14. and you're making these arguments. Like it would make sense if you had Astro right underneath AJ. So then your arguments would make sense somewhat. But never mind. My 5 is First Killer.
Whoa, what? First Killer 5?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think TBates has actually been winning most of the polls up until this point, but I am very, very confident now that that's not going to be the case. First Killer 5? What?
I can't believe you just said something to me and then just did that. Like right away. You were that confident to say something about my list and then do that.
What's wrong with First Killer being at 5? There's nothing wrong with First at 5.
A whole lot.
No. No, First Killer had the most ultimate peak ever in the winter, right? In the winter? No, that was a peak. He has not been playing at the same level. You cannot say he's been staying at the same level. That level was
What?
6.
Well,
Superclass has been playing at the level he was before. You're just saying because he's got a better team now. Like First Killer, yeah. What are you? So you're saying he had a peak and he's dropped? Obviously, you put him 5, not like top 2.
And you just argued that AJ could be 5, but then hasn't even got into a finals. Well, First Killer's carried a team to wins.
Yes, he has. He's at 5. The 4 people I have above him are very great.
Wait. Turnturo, Taroko, they're better than Gyro and Illusion by a substantial mark. If they're making finals and winning?
No, that means First Killer is better than AJ by a substantial margin. Thank you.
So the teammates are
I love how he's actually
comparable.
got logic because you're wrong on both First Killer and AJ, and now it makes sense. We are in some crazy universe.
Y'all man, oh man. Oof. First Killer's peak in that winter major had him like undisputed 1 in a lot of people's minds. He's been on a little bit of decline. Has nothing to do with teammates. He was just on a whole nother level. A little bit of decline. When you like I still never had him 1, but a lot of people had 1. Have like 2. Move from 2 to 5. That's not a big difference.
I think First Killer has been top 3 all season. Top 3 all season.
Oh, not all season. Are you including fall?
Yeah, First Killer was really good in fall.
Top 3 in fall? Arsenal was top 3 with Justin.
I don't think Justin was top 3 in fall actually. NRG were not that hot. They had the second event. Then they were, I don't know. Space Station had their number.
Since Chronology
Let's
has been
move
off
on.
the
That
road,
was-
First Killer has been top 3.
That is just. I got nothing.
Okay,
First
right.
Killer was fine at 5.
Number 5 for me is Astral. Once again, myself and CJCJ have just nailed it. absolutely nailed the nail on the head.
Wait, we've had the last
5.
No.
Oh my goodness! Wait a minute. I didn't even notice we were on that. What? Okay, I'll go first next because I don't know if I've been copying you. I didn't even realize we were that.
No, let's say it at the same time. Let's say ours at the same time. And we'll
okay, right. Let's say wait, let me just make sure. Okay, right. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Wait, let me. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Three. Wait, you count down.
Okay, so I'll say 3, 2, 1, and then you say the name. So.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Missed. Wow. So there's a slight delay there for stream because we're on Discord and it's the Discord ping to Australia, but this is insane. CJ, I don't know what to say, man.
Number 3.
But you can put miss there for me too.
Wow. All right. Anyone else want to hop? Okay, Yumi can't. Anyone else want to hop on the mist? Oh, no way that TBates putting mist up for. No way. Not doing it.
No shot. Not happening.
No way.
Not happening.
Damn. This is top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3.
He is top 3.
Killer.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still so speechless. I keep double checking to see if we actually got all of them the same. I can't believe this.
I think we got top 3 as well. I think top 3 should be a lock.
It's a 50-50 if top 3's. I think it's a straight 50-50 if top 3's a lock. Straight 50-50, but we'll get to that. Let's do TBates number 4. See who he's put ahead of First Killer.
Give me the general. The general at number 4.
Garrett G.
That's right. See, I think people I'm talking 3v3. And if I'm building a team, I'm gonna be honest, I have 3 people above Garrett. But if I'm building a team, I want Garrett first.
Yeah, we know.
Like you gotta take into account comms, leadership, energy, all that. Garrett G is one of the most all-around best players in the game in terms of every single facet. And he even came on First Touch and talked about it's more than just being really, really good like First Killer is. Like I don't know how First Killer is in comms and all that, but I know he ain't Garrett. Like nobody's Garrett. So like I take that into account. It's not just about like being dominant on the field, because Garrett also dominates on the field at times. First Killer dominates maybe more on the field per se. You want to make that's fine. But like in terms of everything put into that, Garrett's definitely the better threes player. If First Killer's not like averaging like 480, whatever ridiculous number he was averaging in that winter, he's not more valued than Garrett G.
Well,
so,
he's
that's
got
why I got
much higher rating for the 5 most recent events. The ones that I have, he based all of my rankings on. First Killer was easily highest rating of player in North America, and way higher than Garrett G. Garrett G's rating is not even. I think he was pretty low, in fact, on the rating. I think he was lower than JNap's, and like AJ, definitely lower than AJ missed. But yeah, I put Garrett up because I know of all the other things he brings to the team, and he still didn't pass First Killer. I don't think First Killer just. You say it's 3v3. First Killer's 1v3. He's actually 1v3.
I'm tired of this 1v3 nonsense. Torko is like, no.
Wait,
Torko's not top 25.
Torko?
He's not. No. Torko's on.
I don't see him on your list.
He doesn't deserve to be on that list, but he's good. And
he's not on your list.
I don't see him anywhere in your list,
and
actually.
Pino is also good as well. So, First Killer is Ahmed. First Killer is what people think Ahmed would be in all CS. He touches the ball all game, and he's dominant with it. So I mean, of course his rating's gonna be high. Of course all the numbers gonna be high. Touches the ball more than anybody else in the game.
Do you guys ever play like ranked and you just know from the very start that one of your teammates is a massive liability? I probably have this aura around me all the time that I play, but sometimes I'm the one who notices a liability in my team, and they're about to go up for a save, and you just think to yourself, they're probably going to miss it. Of course I'm going to double commit because there's a good chance my teammate misses that save. Or, okay, they might take that boost. Nope, it's mine. I'm taking the boost. I'm making the play in the box. I'm just more likely to score. That's like, when I see First Killer play, I'm like, yep. I've actually seen this. Whenever you have a liability in your rank games, that's what it looks like. He's taking as much of the boost on the ball as possible to maximize the winning percentage. It's all about the numbers.
He's letting Justin touch the ball more because he knows that Justin's better than him. So he's maximizing his winning percentage.
Yeah, I agree. I also have Justin higher than Garrett, but
yeah, I'm the only one who has Justin lower.
Yeah, that's why First Killer takes the ball all the time, because it's actually like a higher percentage play. It's like, okay, one of First Killer or one of his teammates can go for the mid boost air dribble off kickoff. Of course, it's going to be him. He's going to do that, not someone else. because he's going to score that more often, and he's going to make the save more often. He's seen too many easy saves get whiffed, or too many like mistakes or plays not work. So he's like, nah, I'm just going to take this, and it actually works. He actually 1v3s top tier teams in NA. Like, just takes the ball and puts it in the other team's goal consistently. So I don't know. He has to be higher than 5 for me. Has to be. I think he's got to be top 2 in everybody. I'm going to predict first killer top 2 across the board, apart from TBates.
Oh, well, now you've ruined it. Well, I'll go first then. Number 3.
Well, I've got to do my 4.
Oh,
So
I forgot we were. Oh, okay,
sorry,
well.
sorry, I didn't see your 4.
Yeah. My 4, as people predicted, is Astral. He couldn't be any higher than this, obviously. He's like T-Base is going to argue how good Shawset and Farah are. Well, I mean, I coach them. They can't be that good. But he's dragged them to 2 finals. The only thing that didn't allow me to put him higher was the fact that I think they should have won the event where they had the ride through to KSO. Like, Team BDS already got knocked out. They were meant to win that if they want to prove that they are the best team. But Astral, every single time he's on the ball, he's so threatening. Like, you think every time Astral's near the ball, he is going to score a goal. And half the time that's true. I'd say the only argument against this is the sort of argument that Johnny brought up, is that the team's built around him. So, of course, he's just going to get more points and look better because...
I don't think he does what First Killer does, though. I don't think he does what
him.
First Killer does, like stealing boosts and but just driving literally straight past teammates, bumping them, and just taking the ball and double committing on saves. I think he has more faith in his teammates than First Killer has in his teammates.
I also like that Astral doesn't just try and score. He's set up a lot of goals recently from bumps and demos, which is, I guess, an underrated part of his play, that he's not just selfishly trying to get the goal, but to set up a goal.
I like it.
Astral's like...
I could have him 4, but I think I was like Mist.
Yeah, Mist Astral for me were interchangeable.
Yeah, I wish I could have put him higher if they would have got some wins, but they've been very disappointing.
Yeah, agreed. So wait a minute. CJ, you wanted to go this time. I'm sorry, I forgot about our stipulation here. But I know that you're not a man who's going to change your name just because I hinted at what mine is. So go ahead. What do you got, number 3?
Yeah, well, number 3, I could show you my written list if you'd like, but number 3 right now, it's Justin.
We're on the same page.
I know you say you want Gary on a team. I want Justin on my team. He's still a match winner. He's still a freak. He just puts up numbers all the time. And people are saying he's dropped off. I don't think that's true. I think he's still just putting up absolute numbers. He's not making the same absolute mechanical plays, but he is just an absolute weapon. For me, not as scary at the moment as First Killer. First Killer takes over games. Justin isn't quite taking over games, but he's the best player on the best team in North America, which is why I'm putting him number 3. But I
disagree with one thing, CJ. I disagree with one thing you said. You said Justin hasn't dropped off. I think he has, but he's still 3. Even after dropping off, he's still 3 because he used to be like 1 undisputed by a long way. Now he's 3. So if that's your drop off, says a lot about the peak. It says a lot about where you were. And yeah, echo everything you just said. But anyone else want to jump in on number 3?
I guess I'm talking along the same line. So Garrett is my number 3. I think it's obviously fair to put Justin above. He is a game winner. I think Garrett G is a team maker, though. I think, again, you could build any team around him. He fits on any team. He's been super, super, super consistent. I think he's only gotten better over time, which is the scary part. But yeah.
Okay, wait. So Roldiz has Justin, Monkey Moon, First Killer in some order. And is that the same? No, it's not the same. It's Mist. It's Mist, Monkey Moon, First Killer for TBates. CJ and Yumi, do you think either of them or even both of them have Monkey Moon number 3? Do you think it's possible?
Oh, I think Roldiz might have Monkey Moon 3.
Agreed. I think he might. He's got that sneaky look about him.
He wouldn't be that silly.
Did you say I wouldn't be that silly, CJ?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct.
Ooh, nice.
On form right now, I have Justin at number 3.
Yeah.
Had us there for a bit though.
Yeah, I agree with everything you
Well,
guys said.
here's my rationale. If he's put extra at 24, BDS have somehow been the best team in the world whilst having the worst players.
Wait, are you saying 24 is bad? 24 is not bad.
For a
Why
team
you-
dominating, yeah.
For a team dominating, it is pretty bad. I think y'all just disrespecting Taroko a little bit with the first killer thing. Okay,
You don't have him on your list though. You can't.
You don't have.
You didn't even honor.
put Taroko.
You
and
didn't honorable mention him.
No.
He wasn't even your honorable mention.
Taroko.
Did you?
No, Taroko NA, like Taroko is like a budget Khaled. Like Khaled skill wise is one of the best in the game. So if you're a budget Khaled, that means you're cold. So he enables first killer to do his thing. Like you're saying first killer is top 3 with Kronovi or whatever. That's just not true. Not true. Nowhere near. But ever since he got Taroko, since y'all gas extra so much. No, ever since BDS got extra. Now ever since Rogue got Taroko, they became a top 4 team in NA. They weren't top 4 before then. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, but the difference is I rated extra before he joined BDS, and I didn't rate Taroko before he joined Rogue. So like the starting point was high for extra, and he went higher. Taroko's starting point was very, very like on a top like worldwide list, nowhere near top 25, and now he might be near. He's nearer 25 for me.
He's
still not
near
close.
25-ish.
I don't think it's. I think like
he's
NA.
good.
I mean, I don't think anybody noticed it, so I'll call myself. I don't have Atomic on my top 25. I did call it. Like my next list, if I keep going down NA players, Arsenal, Atomic, Rattles are all there before the Taroko. Squishy's there before Taroko. There's like so many players who I go to before Taroko. I'd probably even like throw in a Magic Bear or something.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I'm not
that's
going to
fair,
Taroko
but I'm
yet.
talking about for specific fit. And that's why I laughed when Yumi had him, because skill-wise, I wouldn't have him 25, top 25. But for the fit and for like what he does, First Killer can like barely have a better teammate like to make First Killer look like First Killer. Like there's few
To be
people
fair,
in NA.
my list had a lot of picks like that with people being highly rated for being a good fit for somebody else.
Yeah.
Like that fit is just
Like Squishy.
that's the reason First is so great. But
At the same time, though, do you think First needs that? Do you think he needs like that kind of player in his team? I don't think he does.
He needs that type
I
of
don't know if
player.
he
'Cause
does.
you even mentioned people get really annoyed if you take their boost or you bump them or you start double committing with them. Like Taroko's like, hey, go. If First Killer has a miss ain't gonna be happy with all that.
Yeah, no miss. I don't want miss in First Killer. But what about like what is their team? Is like First Killer, Chicago, Garrett for IWO, right? I ship that team.
Yeah.
I don't see the third man on that. I don't see the Taroko in that team. I think it would probably be the best team in NA.
Okay, but that's just 3 of the best people in the
Yeah,
world.
but
though,
my point is
that's-
you don't need a Taroko. You don't need that player. You can like First Killer would be totally fine playing in a team like NRG. Like if Justin and Garrett picked up First Killer instead of Squishy, they'd be best NA. They are best NA with Squishy. I think they'd be best NA with First Killer. He doesn't need a Taroko. Taroko does fine with him,
none
but
of these
you don't
people
need it.
need anybody. I'm saying First Killer looks so great, like with Taroko on the fit. First Killer wouldn't touch the ball as much if he played with like other like ridiculously great people. But Taroko for that fit, like it's just so perfect that it enables First Killer, and it's elevated him in my opinion because it allows him to do more of what we all love him doing.
That'd be interesting actually.
Regardless.
See First Killer in a team with like Justin or something and see if he can still do what he does. I think he would, to be honest. I think it would be like a Chicago JNAP situation where they both just make each other look amazing.
That
They
could
play
happen.
so good. Right,
All right, my three
TBates.
is-
Yeah,
my-
right at number 3. Let's hear it.
Missed.
Okay.
3 is missed. Was pretty clear for a while in my 1-2, but stopped playing the game on me. And the machine, for the machine to be great, they need Nick Costello to be in form, and he's been grinding. I think he's like 2,200 something in 2s, and like that's all the pros plays 2s, and none of them touch the rank 3s, and then of course they all scrim. But I mean, he can do. Huh?
You said for the machine to be informed, they need Nick to be great. I thought they needed Atomic on Fennec.
They do need it. They need a
There's
lot of things. But
multiple
the number one,
stipulations.
there's multiple steps.
Machine.
But the first step is you need a top 3 player in the world to be ready.
It's an
And when he's in
elaborate
form-
machine.
When
Machine
he's,
with many parts.
it's expensive. You gotta have it has a lot of parts. For him, when he's in form, I think he can be number 1 in the world. But he took a little time off. They had a little bit off of a major, And I know he's gonna bounce back though. I think he can do literally everything in the game, and I think he is the best. I think he's the best third man in the game. I don't know what I can call Monkey Moon, but I don't know if Monkey Moon is just specifically third man. But like Nick's just comfortable sitting back there. I feel like Monkey Moon can roam wherever he really feels. But yeah, I think he's the best third man in the game, and that says enough because he just shuts you down and then he scores on you at will when he wants to. Missed.
Best third man. That's an interesting one. Chat, who's the best third man? Type it right now. In the meantime, right, CJ, we have to do it. I think we just have to do it at the same time. We have to find out if our top nines are all the same. So we have to do the same countdown. Chat, my voice will come in sooner for you guys. But that's because of the OCE Discord.
I'm just going to
delay.
hold this up to the camera.
Oh, I'll say it, and then you can hold it up, I guess, is another way we could do it. So
Okay.
since we're revealing the whole, like, 2-1, it's pretty obvious. I've got First Killer 2, Monkey Moon 1. CJ?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right.
But-
oh, my goodness.
Oh, wait, it's not backwards. It's backwards for me.
That's
There
actually
we go.
crazy. How on earth has that happened? 9 in a row.
Top 9. That's actually crazy.
That's mad. I thought maybe we'd get like top 3, 4 similar, but 9? I didn't
So
even
yeah,
notice.
look, First Killer, he's the best player in North America. I think it's close. It's Justin. I'd say it's close. If First Killer had more success, I know he has had success, but it'd be close in Monkey Moon. But Monkey Moon's just been so consistently the best player and just clearly the best team in Europe, if not the best team in the world. We won't know, but Monkey Moon's a freak. I mean, if you don't know Monkey Moon number 1, you're probably doing him an injustice compared to what that team's achieved, to be honest. And
Copy that
just
for me
clearly
as
the
well,
best
Johnny.
player. So I'd like to see what these two North Americans have. Teammates
what are
over
they
there,
gonna
he's got a
say?
little smirk on his face. So I just Monkey Moon, he has to be number 1 right now, especially how first. As you said, first did drop off a little bit. He did carry his team, but he's still the clear number 2 player in the world for me.
See,
Surely he got Monkey number 1.
TBates is already molding because I'm the only European here, and we have 2 completely unbiased judges, CJ and Yumi, to sway the vote. And even with the double NA representation, they still couldn't get First Killer number 1. But they're gonna try nonetheless. TBates and Roldes, you want to reveal your number 1 and number 2?
I think we're both gonna go blue here for number 2, right? Surely.
All right, I take it
If you
that's
don't go
Roldes.
blue here, you're actually lying to everybody because you've never said he was number 1. So if you go on the stream and put him number 1, you're lying. You're lying, and you're just playing to the masses. Don't you lie? Don't lie. You've never had Monkey Moon number 1 in anything, anything. So don't you dare put Monkey Moon number 1 right now.
I just realized it's not First Killer for you. It's Justin, isn't it?
It's Justin.
Okay.
Wow.
Not even First Killer. Like,
Wow.
Monkey Moon has dominated the weaker region. I will keep saying that and we will never see it. We'll never see it, so it's unfair to Monkey Moon. He has been God amongst boys in that region, but like I don't feel like he's playing. Like the second best team, in my opinion, is Guild, and their best player have a 16. So
best player is what?
And I said I find the second best team in Europe right now to be Guild, right? And their best player have a 16. The highest people have Noli is who has Noli at the highest? 15?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
15. 15.
So
And then you want
so there's a lot of recency when it comes to this, but when it comes to
No, you want to say
cyclical
Vitality?
unit back to form.
You want to say Vitality? Okay, Vitality. Look, I was about to say Vitality. Alpha 54 is high as at 14? 13. Alpha 54 is high at 13, okay? Right. So like those are 2 main competitions, right? Vitality Guild. All right, let's look at NA. We
Yeah,
got
but Monkey
first
Moon
Guild-
has been the best in EU the entire split this season.
Because look at it, the competition's not there. We have it on the screen right now. We have so much red up top. Justin, Mist, Garrett G, First, Sip, AJ. Like you guys have AJ up there. And J Naps and Chicago are both up there for a good bit of us too. So like these people are playing way higher skilled people. So of course Monkey Moon's gonna look that great because nobody's on his level over there besides maybe Astro. But Astro doesn't have the team that Monkey Moon has.
Nah, Monkey Moon just manhandles everybody though. He's just better.
He's not playing people on his level. Nobody's on his level over there, so of course he's gonna look better.
Well, TBates, I know you like 2s. I know you like rank 2s, so you might want to take a look at the rank 2s leaderboard and see if anybody's getting anywhere near Monkey Moon, because it ain't happening. A lot of NA guys try going US.
There's no way
they try going EU.
Right now. There's no way you're doing it.
I'm doing it for you because I know you like rank 2s as this much, and none of us really thought about it. You'd brought it up earlier, so I'm bringing it up again on your behalf. But yeah, Monkey Moon's just sitting there chilling.
What's his MMR?
#1. I don't know what it is at right now, but all season he's been #1. I think he lost it. He lost it like 1 or 2 times, but he got it back. Don't worry about it.
Based on TBates' or earlier argument too, if Monkey Moon has such good teammates, why does he stand out so much? There's these other players who have easy chance to look really good because they've got terrible teammates, according to you.
So let me put it in a basketball analogy. So Monkey Moon is Kevin Durant on the Warriors, right? But he's actually...
disrespectful. That is disrespectful. That is not Kevin Durant. That is wrong. That is wrong. He's not Kevin Durant.
Everyone's like, he's the best player in the game, and he's on the best team. So
it's not Kevin Durant.
He's not doing a Sipical and getting better teammates, and all of a sudden
if you show you what?
He's not doing a Sipical and getting better teammates, and all of a sudden he's not as good. He's gone to the next level.
Typical.
That's right.
Well, you guys all have
your argument about Sipical.
No, you guys.
Sipical.
Okay, but you guys all have...
Typical's still just as good, but he's got better teammates.
Yeah, Typical. Rails joining the team made Typical look worse. Extra joins the team. Monkey Moon's best in the world. It doesn't make any sense.
No. It does make sense. It does make sense. Cause time out. Let's pause it right there. First off, let me tell you something about Monkey Moon. I respect this game a lot, but Extra and Mark by 8 definitely don't touch the ball as much as Reynolds. You gotta take into account the ball touches. Reynolds is a ball hog. Mark Bay don't touch the ball as much as them. Arsenal definitely don't touch the ball as much as them. Arsenal just goes. Arsenal roams.
I think Mark Bay is the most aggressive player on that group.
He is. That don't mean he's touching the ball a lot. That means he's causing chaos.
He cuts every rotation. If Mark Bay can turn to hit the ball, he will. He'll be like, I
that's
could
what
turn
Reynolds
and hit
and Arsenal do. So that's 2 people cutting off Sip.
Nah, Arsenal doesn't hit the ball. Arsenal turns to hit people's cars and steal their boot. He doesn't really touch the ball.
Oh my gosh!
Look at the stats. He don't touch the ball.
Best ball chaser earlier.
That's right.
And Arsenal's like number 2. And Reynolds is also.
I disagree with Arsenal being a ball chaser. I don't think Arsenal ball chases.
You disrespect T-Shot too much. It's hurting me.
It's not a bad thing. Ball chasing is it's not a good or a bad thing necessarily. Some players prefer to prioritize ball chasing. Other players prefer to fake a challenge and go for a demo. And Arsenal's the one who's going for the demo. Or playing off the ball. That's why his stats are low, because he's never on the ball. Well, not compared to the other players.
You can just look. All I'm gonna say is, and I'm gonna let Raul go because he's about to cap and put Monkey Moon #1 for the first time ever in his life. All I'm gonna say is, like I said, I don't think there's only one player in EU, I believe, who's on Monkey Moon's level or could be, and that is Astro. Astro does not have Monkey Moon's teammates. So, of course, if Monkey Moon's that much better than everybody else, with 2 other teammates who are also pretty much better than the whole entire field, he's going to look that great. There's no way he can't look that great. NA has...
even individually,
NA has way more individual disparity, and these people are all on the same team. Or on the top 16. So, of course, there's going to be... Justin's not going to look as good as Monkey Moon in terms of, stats-wise. But you watch Justin play, he's unstoppable. Even first killer, he looks unstoppable. I
think first killer's a better comparison to Monkey Moon. Justin, I think, has the offense, but I think defensively he's nowhere near Monkey Moon level. Nowhere near. No, not even close.
Justin's defense is A1, almost perfection.
Monkey Moon is so much better than Justin's defense. Whenever Monkey Moon is in goal alone, no teammates near him, and somebody's coming at him, he ices it up and saves every time.
Who's he playing against? Who's he playing against?
Astral, one of the best in the world.
That's one player. So if Astral
coming
at
him, Monkey Moon. If Astral's coming at Justin, I think Astral's scoring. If Astral's coming to Monkey Moon, I think Monkey Moon's got a very good chance to save it.
Nobody's stopping Astral. Nobody has a pretty good chance.
Well, Monkey Moon's been doing it all season.
Astral.
Yeah, I know. Monkey Moon has been stopping Astral all season. They've never beaten them in RLCS.
That's not Astral's fault, no. You guys have clown Fair and Charles said this whole stream, and now you're gonna bring up that Astral can't beat BDS. Like that's not Astral's fault, bro. Oh my god.
I'm waiting for the clip on Monkey. I don't see it. He's got his defense is unreal, and he's got the offense. He's the most well-rounded player. He does everything, and I think First Killer's the closest comparison. First Killer's the only player who does everything in NA, like Monkey Moon does, but he doesn't win all the time.
Oh my gosh, y'all love this dude so much.
Johnny, that according to TBates, Justin has to carry the heavy weight of Squishy as well. So
I mean, you're the only one with Squishy. No, wait. First, I'll say Squishy's still really good, but you're the only one. Squishy does. I don't think deserves to be in top 25 list. But Squishy's not heavy. but like, it's just Monkey Moon looks so good. He's not playing people that are looking near as good. You put him in NA, I'm telling you, Justin's gonna look as good. Nick's gonna look as good. Garrett, First, Sip. Like everybody by top 6.
Nah, they won't command the field. I think only First Killer would have a shot at doing what Monkey Moon does, and I haven't seen the consistency for him or like the trust in teammates, the teamwork. The Monkey Moon's just got it all. He does everything First Killer does, and he doesn't like make his teammates look worse in the process. Think about that. He's as effective as First Killer, but his teammates are allowed to also pop off. I don't know. I think Monkey Moon's just clear better. First Killer's the only player who's close. Justin is definitely like the obvious third, but he's not as well rounded as Monkey Moon right now.
This is pain.
Thing is, like TBates, there's people that can argue that Garrett over Justin, but no one's arguing First or Monkey like any of the teammates is over them. Like they're just clear. Like you look at that team, you're like Monkey Moon. Like although how good Mark and Extra are, you look at Rogue, you go on First Killer. You look at NRG, and people are like, hey, Justin's dropping off a bit. Maybe Garrett's better. Maybe Garrett's more important. But
because they're both legitimate top 5 players, though. That's different. Personally speaking, and we're being honest, I don't think there's a best player in the world because it's impossible to compute that. That's why I said those 6. And it's true. You can even put Astral 7. Like you could do like my top 7. It depends what team they're on and what region they're playing in. I believe you take Monkey Moon off, you put him in NA, and you replace him with Miss, Justin, Garrett, First, Sip, or anything. It's gonna be very similar. Like BDS is still gonna dominate. Maybe Garrett won't dominate as much as Monkey Moon, but I do believe that First Nick, First Miss, Justin, and Sip will be very, 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 if not exactly the same or better. Like no.
No,
no. And
First Killer is the only one. Get Mist, get Justin Mist typical off that list. First Killer is the only player who can be compared to Monkey Moon playstyle wise. They're the only ones who do everything. Justin, Sip, and Mist. No, they don't. I don't see them doing what Monkey Moon does.
So in pain that we just don't get to see the land. I just need to see this BDS and Throne just go downhill. Like I don't even know the dudes. I don't even know the dudes, and like I genuinely love watching good Rocket League, but the pedestal y'all put these dudes on is just unbelievable to me. Nah.
Can we see Raul's top 2? Can we see the top 2?
If you put Monkey Moon number 1, you shouldn't even come on First Touch anymore. That's a lie. That's a lie and a half. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll be lying just because you didn't make up for extra at 24.
All right. So at my number 2, although both of these number 2 I think can be interchangeable in any given moment, but right now I cannot turn my back on the young GOAT, Jason. So my number 2 is Monkey Moon, and I think Jason will dominate as he is always dominating.
The thing is, like, I can understand that because First Killer, like, as the argument is, would be able to stack up against Monkey Moon. It feels like.
Like I said, I think it's the only one that there's a case for.
Yeah, I just sleep on everybody else. I just want to point something out. How long ago was this? 2 weeks ago, Raul had Justin number 1. On First Touch.
You just said your 1 through 6 is interchangeable so that you're never wrong.
No.
Back later and just say another name and just be like, I'm consistent. I said 1 through 6 is
No. For this thingy, you have to put people in a place, and I put them in a place. I was just saying that like everybody thinks like Monkey Moon's an undisputed one and BDS is undisputed one. That's just not true. It's not possible in today's game. There's too many great players, and I think EU just lacks at that top like level. So it looks like Monkey Moon and BDS are just so great. Yeah, they're just not playing people on their level. So I can't do it.
Well, at the same time, there's so many like scary teams in the bubble of EU that a lot of the players who have had very consistent seasons in NA, if those teams played in EU, they probably would, get round one like more often than they do in NA when they're playing against NA pickup teams. I don't know. Like I've said this before. I'll say it one more time for people who are new in chat. Like when we're casting NA events, we don't need to know who the teams who scraped in their first qualifier are. They won't make it anywhere. But in EU, you have to look at every team, every player, know who they all are, because they're probably all going to take names at some point. And obviously, it's a two-sided thing. Like some people say, well, the top teams are weak because they're losing to them. But you got to look at the history of the European region. It's always been the EU bubble teams, the EU pickup teams that go to events, even LANs, DreamHacks, and show up and beat the big teams. It's always been like that, and it still is to this day. The EU bubble scene is crazy. That's why it's hard to be consistent, and that's why it's incredible that BDS have been consistent at this level. Like, how have they done this when there's so many scary teams? All the way down. Everybody's looking for new teams down there because they're just we can't even make top 16 consistently. We're losing to all these new Spanish players who are insane, and all these French teams. Yeah, you don't get that in NA. I don't know why, but all the bubble teams are just now scary. Well, maybe not all, but most.
I always have this argument. Is NA teams always get the top teams always get the best player in a draft pick, right? And in EU. The bubble players stick together. They stick together, and they don't respect top players. They respect them, but they don't fear them. And I think bubble players in NA fear the top players. Yeah, and they're never beating them.
I think you're right.
I also think NA teams consolidate their talent more. EU's way more spaced out. That's why you have a person like Archie.
We talked about this, right? I think CJ's podcast talked about this a little bit. All the EU teams, well, not all, but there's a lot of I think EU ranked and EU bubble scene is way more toxic. And it's just in general, there's a lot more players that hate each other, and there's a lot of language barriers and stuff as well. So it's harder for there to be consolidation. There's just so much toxicity in Europe. But not at the very top. I think at the very top, they're all friends. It's mostly the bubble scene that's super toxic from what I've seen. NA seems pretty... I mean, is the NA bubble scene all buddy-buddy, or do they all hate each other as well? I don't really know those guys.
The bubble scene?
See, typically, normally the bubble scene is there's cliques in NA.
Yeah,
right. The bubble scene sticking together.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's the best player off a team just gets poached by the top team.
Mm-hmm.
So teams don't ever stick together.
I'm just looking at this and
I think I've won.
I just think the Monkey
There's a
Moon
poll
one.
now. There's a poll live right now. It's been live.
I'll have bad picks.
It's been live. It's been live for a few minutes actually, and I just want to point out that despite putting 2 Middle East players in the top 11, I am winning the poll.
That's crazy.
What do you guys think about
You
your
have
list?
no Arsenal and no Atomic, so I'm not even going to listen to your chat anymore.
Blasphemy.
There's no way you're
my
winning.
chat voted for Yumi and CJ on previous ones, so they're not just voting for me.
18.
That's true.
They're not just voting for me.
18, and no Atomic, no Arsenal.
And despite all that, I still made a better list than all of you guys. Think about that.
I think CJ would have got more votes if he included Ahmad and O'Khaled.
Yeah, I haven't brought that up yet. Look, I won't say I forgot about them, but also I need to see them. I need to see them in RLCS. I know they're freaks. I understand they're freaks. And have performed well in tournaments. I need to see them in RLCS. I definitely respect them. I'm not trying to shun them out. I think they could. I think there's a lot of Middle East players that could be in the future in the top 25. But in the 3v3 environment, I need to see them in RLCS, in majors, with the pressure on.
We all want to see
other
it.
tournaments.
We all want to see it.
Yeah, so let's see it, and then we'll find out how good they are. So looking forward to hopefully that happening soon. But yeah, I haven't forgot about them, but I just didn't include them. I think there's just so many good players to include, so I'm happy with my list.
I'm happy to
rep some OCE Sam love.
Yeah, for sure. You got to get the pink and the green. But chat, everybody's saying my chat's Johnny bias. I've lost every other poll every time we've done this, and I've been losing all the polls today that have been happening mid-stream. I've only won this last one because TBates put first killer at 5. I think you would have won this if you didn't put first killer at 5. You would have won the poll.
I agree. I think
you were winning. You won the last poll. Then you put first killer 5, and everybody's like, nope. Johnny.
I threw from round 2, so that's okay. And so did Roll Dizz.
Chat. He has Johnny is missing two guaranteed top 15 players or top 17 players really. He's missing 2 of them, and he has.
I love you say top 15, and you're like, wait, I have Arsenal 17.
Yep.
So you say top 17.
Top 17.
Hey, Garrett's actually Garrett's in chat. He says he's not better than first lol at Bates. So
why did Garrett call me out? Garrett, like, don't do that to me.
Oh no! Redo the poll.
Garrett. Listen, I'm not talking pure skill, Garrett. I'm talking about everything.
You're gonna try and convince Garrett that he's better than first killer.
No,
he's talking about looks.
No.
I'm talking about looks. I'm talking about personality. Yeah, you got it all.
Talking about the 6'4", 200-pound frame.
You could have DM'd me and said you're not better than first, but you had to say it in the chat. Now you make me look bad. Now you. This is not good. That's the last person I needed in the chat right there.
I know you guys.
The drain. I can't win anymore. Just vote me 0. I've lost.
You were doing well though. I think you were doing really well. Your list was looking pretty good up until the end. You had it in the bag.
I feel like it's crazy that like we've all have controversial picks. Like this is the first time where there probably hasn't been just like one list. It's been like pretty
very
like
reasonable.
safe, if you know what I mean. Like we've all put in some picks in here that have been, a little bit
spicy. Yeah.
You can question every single person's list.
I think that's inevitable with something like this, though. This one is a real wild card. Because, we all found this out when we were making the list. Everybody was messaging each other saying, like, this is hard. I spent a lot of time on this. I was like, I'm moving names around. It still doesn't look right. I'm moving them around some more. I still don't like it. Yeah. It's, like, really, really hard. Because you're always leaving a lot of people out as well. Because 25 is not actually a lot for global.
So much
it's not a lot. It's hard. Try it, chat. Try it yourself. If you think that we've been unfair, and like a lot of people are saying, wow, that's so disrespectful to so and so for leaving him out. But if you put him in, you put someone else out, and is it disrespectful to them? Like you gotta leave some players out. So, and it's all subjective.
I was always thinking like I just need 3 more people. Like it hurt me that I didn't put beast mode in. Like I think he 100% deserves to be in a top 25, but I was like, man, where do I fit him? That sort of stuff.
Yeah,
and like. I feel like people see top 25 and it sounds like a lot of people, but you got to remember this is potentially like say top 10 NA, top 10 AU, maybe a couple Sam, a couple OS, or top 12 NA, top 12 AU, whatever. Like it is not many people. So people saying like there's people miss out. Like obviously I think Squishy's like the most talked about person that has only been on one list. But
even Garrett just said it. Since we're quoting everything Garrett, we're reading all his comments. He says Squishy underrated. Well, I looked at the numbers, Garrett. He gets a 0.8. He gets a 0.8 rating every event, and like all the guys in my list get a 1 or above, or like a 0.95. So I'm trying to be as like make this as evidence based as possible. So.
It's right, after my average out, it'll actually be reasonably in the top 25, I think. So.
Including like in Middle East and stuff. This is literally your top 10 NA, and I can't put Squishy top 10 NA. Although he's on the, I agree, Garrett. Like you're on the best team. Like I'm not saying he's bad. I just think that he does his role. But I think
you say right. He gets a 0.8 average on the best team. True, but Justin and Garrett like get a 1 average and a 1.1 average on the best team. All of BDS get over 1 average on the best team. So it's not like he's like it's normal. I think Squishy, Arsenal. And actually, they're the only ones. Atomic actually got a
Riddles.
0.9 something, so he's not in a 0.8 range. But I think Squishy and Arsenal are the only players who get really low ratings in the top teams. Most of the top players are getting, like, all their players are at high ratings.
You know what I should have done? I should have put Squishy in here just to make up for the first killer. So
Just
like
to-
I would have
just
had
to win.
Squishy
Win the vote.
just
yeah.
to win, just to win the vote.
I should have taken that account.
I didn't think about that.
I don't know, like, who's he better than?
Favorites one.
Who's he
If
better
you put
than?
him
Garrett.
20 somewhere between 20 to 25, then you.
If I took out
gained a lot.
Me, if I took out Me,
Hmm.
both of them, then I would put. I mean, I gotta put
Nah,
beast mode.
if you're vote farming, you leave ME in, but you take out like someone like
I take out Fairy Peak.
Fairy Peak, yeah. Take out Fairy
Yeah.
Peak for Squishy,
I
and
take
then
out Fairy
you're
Peak
vote farming.
and Ronicky, and I put in Squishy and somebody.
Musty.
Yeah, I put Musty in there.
If
No,
you
I
put
put
Musty
Daniel.
25,
I
you
put
instantly
Daniel.
win the poll. Yeah, Daniel would have been a good. You actually asked earlier, can I put Daniel? You didn't do it, so.
I know I
curious.
didn't.
I mean, listen, one other thing is very easy. It's very easy to say, oh, so-and-so player is so underrated. How can they not put him in there? But it's a lot harder to say that player should be in instead of, and then actually point out the player they should be replacing. So Garrett, you're on, you're up to bat here. Who's Squishy better than? You can't just come in here and say Squishy's underrated. He should be on there, and not say who he should replace because he's got to replace someone
like
if he's
that.
going on there. That's harder to say because then maybe Garrett's gonna
Bring
list
in
off.
the poll.
Garrett's just
Did
gonna
you
list
see
off
what
like
Garrett
5
did?
names. Be like, yeah, these guys are trash.
Yeah.
Did you see what Garrett just said? He said Squishy can't get as many points when Justin's stat padding.
Stat padding. Oh man. Yeah, Garrett's gonna say he should replace me, the ultimate sacrifice. Of course.
Yeah, I'm happy with my list except for.
He's talking about your 1925,
moving
Johnny.
Archie up.
Think he's better threes player than my 19 to 25. Oh, okay. Now we got some. That's a little bit more interesting. So Garrett says Squishy is better than Turbo Pulse. So what a surprise! Better than the player that
Wow.
replaced him.
Won a world championship. Won a world championship with
And beast mode.
4-time. And beast mode.
What a
The
bold
thing is, you
statement.
can't say he's better than Supercool because you've got
Yeah,
Supercool so
okay,
low.
18.
So
Yeah, he didn't want to say 18. What about my honorable mentions? Is Squishy better than Arsenal? Is he better than Atomic? Better than Rettles? I got a lot. There's so many players. You can't fit them all in. It's crazy.
Chronic's pretty good. I'd have him. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
players here.
Chronic's pretty nutty. I wanted to give some love to Sam as well, and Kaio's definitely going in there. No way was Kaio missing out. He's insane, and also Yanks is insane. I wanted to talk about him.
see, I originally had a Sam player as my 25, but I didn't feel like I'd do them justice because I haven't watched enough Sam. So
Who is it going to be?
Raise Ball.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to be someone from true neutral for me just because of how dominant they've been. But that was kind of like a theme of my list is that like I also based it off team performance, not just individual performance,
Mm-hmm.
except for AJ.
No, Garrett, we were joking. It's not bold at all, actually, to say that Squishy's better than Turbo. As his current Squishy teammate, ex-Turbo teammate, that's the least bold thing you could say. So, no. I can totally see where you're coming from. When I said that's bold, I didn't mean it. I think, sorry. I could see that it's a very, I think, the players just outside 25 all the way up to, kind of like that 19 range. Extremely close. Extremely close. Take your pick. There's a case for all of them.
I feel like I got, what did I get? 3rd in this voting, maybe 4th. I mean, I think chat's done me dirty here. I think
There were
that-
top two. There
They
was
see a
TBates
couple
and
of
Johnny, and
greens.
then yeah.
I
They
think
see a
if I
couple of
swap
greens.
Garrett at first, I win. I think if I swap Garrett at first, I win. I messed
don't
up
know.
at the end. I was
I
close and
went
so
for the
strong.
rainbow. My list looks the most visually pleasing ananyway.
I really was winning the whole entire time.
You
That's
are.
a choke job in the 4th. That's a choke in the 4th.
The fifth. What is it if it's not a quarter? I don't even know. I started that
The
before
fourth
knowing where it's
quarter.
gonna finish.
Shut up, Raul.
No, he's joking.
I had it going all along. I should have said Garrett instead of first. How'd I do it?
Oh man. But yeah, we've gone on so long here that it's even dark by Texas, and it's 3 a.m. for me. So we should probably get to final word. Anyone have any last thoughts before we sign off here? It's been a marathon to get through this. A lot of names. But
In 4 hours.
it's been a good
That's
time.
crazy.
Appreciate you guys coming on here.
I just wanted to say that I like how CJ really did try to add a rainbow in there. And he stuck to his roots.
And he didn't even use the orange. He didn't even use the Middle East to complete the
I
rainbow.
know. He should have just threw one in there just because, but
Hit us with a realize Japan. I'd have to come up with a new color. I didn't even have that planned.
Well, actually, if you see as I said, I had the pattern. I didn't have a single teammate within 5, like the 5 blocks of each other. So I stuck to that.
1 to 5, 6 to 10, etc.
6 to 10. Yeah,
Right.
11 to 15. Yeah.
But yeah. I'm
Visually pleasing.
I'll have to buy and stuff as well. CJ's got ahead, so that is.
we gotta get Garrett on the next one since he's talking.
Yeah, Garrett's got
Put
a
him
lot
on
of
the
thoughts.
spot.
That'd be
I want to
hilarious.
see, does he think Monkey Moon's the best player in the world? Or does he think Justin or first?
Oh, I asked him in the
That's
chat right now.
fine.
Garrett,
Yeah, it's true. Garrett,
who's
who's the best player? Who's the best player in the world right now?
Number 1. Let's hear it.
He's gonna say Justin. He's 100% gonna say Justin. He's
Nah,
gonna
Garrett, you should go turbo mode him. He should say himself.
He said Monkey earlier. Is this, how credible is this?
He said
He
monkey
said monkey.
earlier. I gotta see them.
Monkey. Monkey.
He said monkey.
Carry
Yeah,
player
he says
first.
monkey.
He said for all around, but the best carry player is Circular.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I think everyone would agree with that.
Different
Definitely, Farsighted is the
Mhm.
best carry for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hard to.
And shout out to the honorable mentions that we talked about at the start. Few unlucky ones.
Didn't quite make the cut.
Yeah. CJ was so close.
I was going to put myself number 1. Just back yourself in.
Yeah,
Have
you
the
should.
belief.
Hey, listen, I think on your best day, you could make a top 25 list.
Whoa.
On his best day.
I've just seen too
horrible.
many of his worst days, you know?
Oh, go no. There are
Yeah, and yeah,
consistencies
as
not
you see,
there.
Yummy's all about the
He's got a high
consistency
range,
factor,
let's
which
just
is
say
why
that.
Archie's number 24.
Yeah, true. But yeah, anyway, guys, chat. That's it from us. I'm heading off, so it's a goodbye from all of us. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and thanks to everybody who's been supporting the stream. Didn't want to talk over Discord, so sorry I couldn't do shout outs. But yeah, check these guys out as well on Twitter mostly, I imagine, but also on streams.
At
these
T3
days.
Bates.
At T3Bates. At I'm gonna guess Yummy_Cheeseman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. I can't remember Roll Days at. What's Roll Days at?
At Roll Dizz.
It is that just at Roll Days.
Yep, it is.
I
that.
thought there has to be an RL in there somewhere, or like an
It is just
everybody's
at
got
Roll
an
Days.
underscore. You just got at Roll Days. That's badass. And CJ, you are
_RL.
at CJ_RL.
CJCJ _RL.
CJ, you're just underscore. Oh man, oh, that'd be great. But yeah, thank you to you guys for coming on. We'll catch you guys soon. Good night, chat, and have a good rest of your night. All you crazy people who are still awake.